Synth Quiz and news. So sit back, relax. Enjoy your favorite crew. Synth Geekery show. Synth Geekery's where it's at. So join the channel and come on for a chat.
Hey, hello everyone, welcome to Synth Geekery, episode 342, streaming to you live from Perth, Western Australia. Someone else is going to do the rest of the intro. I'm going to go to Chris.
Hey, welcome to Synth Geekery, the show where we talk about synthesizers and a little manner of electronic instruments that make sound and sometimes make music.
Woohoo! Brilliant.
We're all here. We've got a lovely panel. They're all up there. Hang on.
Well done,
I
Chris.
just forgot to turn on my echo to make me sound more important.
Well, you've got a delay, I can give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about the delay.
Yeah, what is it, about a second? It's about a second, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good one. I think it's OBS. I honestly do. I think it's OBS.
Sorry.
That's okay. Not your fault.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
good. Hi, everyone.
See what?
Boys.
Can you see what Waggle said? How come that was faster than Robbie's 15 minutes of housekeeping?
We have different priorities, perhaps.
We do. We don't need 15 minutes of yeah, exactly.
We operate on the oil of Smalley Rag down here.
Let me tell you. I watch the things come out of my bank account and go, grumble. Anyway, you guys know what to do. There's ways that you can help do those things. Subscribing is free. I know you guys, musicians are kind of like, we're broke because we're always buying gear. Do the free things.
Yeah.
You know, do the free things. Support the show, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. You guys know what to do. If you're on the other channels like Twitch and Facebook and all that sort of stuff, we love having you here. Trovo, I think, is the other one. So big hello to you guys. At the moment, we can only do sort of all the bot things in the show, like the polls and stuff like that, through YouTube. I am working on running it concurrently so I can do it with Twitch, but I just don't have, at the moment, I don't feel like I have the audience to justify my time to be spending on that. Because I've got to do some development code, and I don't know if I could be bothered. If there's an audience there and they want me to do it, I'll do it. But at the moment, I'm only seeing like 4 or 5 people watching it on Twitch, and I think that's just not worth it. If you can, if your favorite platform is Twitch because you hate YouTube, great, stick around, watch it on Twitch. If your favorite platform is something else, stick to whatever that is, Trovo or Facebook or whatever, that's good. But if you want to interact at the moment, you've got to do it through the YouTube chat. And yeah, that's basically how it is. It's nothing to do with me personally. It's just the way a lot of these tools that you get work, if that makes sense. Anyway, good show this week.
MySpace. Can we have MySpace on there too?
Mate, you know there is a MySpace still. There is a MySpace.
It's still around.
I'm still on it. I'm still on it.
Yeah.
I think Justin Timberlake at one point had bought it.
still
I don't know if he
active.
sold it to somebody else. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so what we were doing is saying hi to Daren and Andy and Ian, Chris. Hi guys. Hi to the chatties.
Good day to
How are we?
Everybody.
We're in the middle of probably the sort of tail end of autumn here, starting to get into winter, and I'm actually starting to get a little bit chilly. So
I might have to take off my
lovely
top just to
here.
get on, just so I look presentable. Didn't want to look like like Daren.
just put the hoodie on if you know
See that
if it gets too cold.
Oh yes. Oh, he looks like a hacker now.
for me the jumper's gone and the waistcoat has arrived.
Nice. I like the waistcoat. You look very snappy.
Yeah. It's all
dapper.
right, mate. Sort of,
Oh
yeah.
yes.
Bought it for a wedding, I think.
Yes, he does.
Now, if Wagoo's there, big apologies to him. He was actually right last week on the Synth Quiz. I did have a quick chat to him in Discord. So it was just a cut and paste thing. I was in a hurry, and I don't know. I'll explain it. So basically, in my Excel spreadsheet or my Google Docs spreadsheet, we'll call it that. There's two columns for the Synth Quiz. There's the actual quiz clue, and then there's a little note section next to it. And I cut and paste the whole lot in the clue section. And I was in a hurry, and I didn't write the word distortion in full. So I wrote dist instead of that. And then there was a slash, which is supposed to actually push all that stuff over to the other column, which gives you the hint where it is, which is the filter and EQ section. So that's my it's my bad. I'll wear it. Anyway, we are going to do another one this week, and I've double checked, triple checked. It's definitely correct. So if I make a mistake, it's what can I say? Maybe the images on the internet are incorrect. I don't know. We'll have to go from there. So enjoy the Synth Quiz. We've got a lot of products coming out that are pre-Super Booth. So this week and next week, you're going to see a lot of stuff coming out. I had to really sort of slim down what I could choose because, once again, I feel like we're being bombarded with a lot of these little gadgets that are just like noise-generating things. They don't do a lot. They're just making stupid noises, and I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I don't feel like they're cool, right? They probably fill a hole for people who perform and things like that. But I don't feel like they're like a fully fledged product, if that makes sense. So what I've picked this week, I feel like you guys should be quite happy that they'll fit into that sort of more of a polished full product. And there's a lot of synthy stuff that's not Eurorack 2 in, so you'll be happy. And Chris will be happy because there's something in there that I think he knows already about. So yes, I reckon you'll be hovering over that purchase button on this one, Chris, because it'll want to go next to the little mate that you've already got that's there. There's a bit of a hint for you. Daren, how are you, mate? You good? You muted?
I'm muted.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm good. I am. Yes. No. Yes. Oh,
why don't you tell us how your week's been? Here we go.
Well, yeah. Not much to say really. So that's quick. I've just done a little bit of working. just done a bit of working on live set, continuing that. A little bit of the case and a little bit of mine and Chris's last track. But other than that, nothing that anyone would really want to know anything about, because it's just been tinkering about around the edges. And I'm looking like I've smeared flipping Vaseline around the side of my camera, and I haven't. I'll say that.
That was a bit of too much information. That was.
It looks sexy.
It depends on that. It depends. It's to give it that dreamy effect.
Oh, okay. Tell us a little bit about your experience with the swell, because I think a lot of people know that you got that now.
The swell. Well, actually, I think tomorrow I'm putting out. It's a quick video. Well, I say video, more to do with the sound, which will be the swell, and it's like the first 5 minutes of using the swell.
Wow.
It's cool. So don't expect anything, because basically I plugged it in. I wired. I don't know what I sent up to it now. Actually, can't remember. Oh, it rings. Put in rings.
Yep.
Got a little melody going and played around with swell and just had a 2-minute, 3-minute track with just using the swell basically on most of the effects that you hear. I think there's a little bit of delay off something else, but other than that, it's only a short track. I was supposed to put it up last week, but I forgot. So it's 3 weeks since the video, so my viewership will be going down even more than it is now. But yeah, so that'll pop up tomorrow. So it'll just be just a bit of music, a bit of ambient stuff from the swell. But yeah, it's cool. I like it. It probably needs the multigrain thing and probably sea legs to go with it, maybe. But who knows? That's as a box of effects. Because I'm in between Ian and you, where Ian doesn't want to get into modular. You're well into modular. And I'm sort of in between. I will dabble in the modular when I need to, but I'm not a diehard modulist, if that's a word.
Yeah,
That's
it
right.
is
You're
now.
allowed to
I like the word modulist.
modulate.
Yeah.
Playing with these
So
modules.
yeah, yeah. Oh, Chris, just out of curiosity, does your is it GP?
Yeah.
Does it work on the Metropolis? By the way, I can't remember when we discussed this before.
Yeah, the Metropolis has a lot of. The Metropolis has a lot of the features of GP82.
Yeah,
Has,
I can't
but
remember
it
what it
does
was
it in a
working.
different way.
Yeah,
But you could
just something I'm
definitely
mulling
come up-
over in the
yes.
future.
You just sort of. Yeah. No, because it'll do different things in a different way. Might give you something more chaotic, which might be right up your alley, mate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Sorted.
GP82 will bring chaos.
To anything.
Order if you want it, and chaos if you already have order. So yeah.
We still have a delay problem with you, Chris. I don't know what it is. I'm just having a look. You're coming
You have
in.
a delay on.
It's audio.
Last time you told me to remind you when there's an audio delay that you had to set, and that's.
Am I
probably still
delayed, by
on.
the way?
And
No.
Turn that off, maybe.
don't think so.
I had
No,
to set
sorry,
at my
on
end.
your end.
Oh,
Rance.
did I?
Yeah, you had something set at your end, and you said make sure. I've set it to. I can't remember what. I've lost the post-it note that said exactly how many milliseconds it was. But you said, "Oh, remember, Chris, that this is this number of milliseconds, and to tell me to turn it off later if it ever causes a problem. If it's causing a problem, time to turn it off.
Oh, it's not, but I could.
Check.
I feel like your audio is behind the
Delay the
video,
image.
so I could go.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm just going to make it. I'm going to see if that works. I'm going to go back a second, see if that works.
Okay. Check. 1, 2, 3,
No,
4.
that's not working.
Yes.
Yeah,
you've
no.
reached. It's not working.
Thought
But
they came through
let's
there.
face it, we all like those movies where everything's out of sync, so it'll be cool, won't it?
Yeah. The sort of
Oh, they don't take the
the Bruce Lee movies. That's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, even playing with this delay setting in here, I don't think it's doing anything. It feels like it's doing nothing. So I'll just leave it. I'll leave it at 0. So anything that you think might have been set at my end, it's all reset back to 0. So
Okay, cool. No worries.
we
Sorry.
will continue with your
We'll
how's
just
your
have
week
to
been?
imagine my voice is. Hello, everyone. Yes, my back's been better this week, so that's the main thing.
Good.
So feeling much better. I still wake up with a bit of a stiff back every morning, but it pretty much goes away after an hour, and I'm good for the rest of the day. So
I also wake up with
I
a
think
bit of a
it's a win.
stiff as well. Oh, but you said back.
All right. All right. It's a family show, people.
it's because you're not going to bed the right way. Anyway, moving right.
That's what kind of family you're talking about. But
Well, yeah. I like to pitch the tent with the doona. Keep going.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry. Just, again, trying to get that image out of my head. Yeah, so working on the GP82 firmware. Today I did the regression testing and everything seems to be okay. There's just one mode where things are happening a little strangely, but I haven't decided whether it's a problem. It might be exactly as I intended. The problem is I can't remember what I intended. So I'll look into that a bit more. But I think Ranzee,
Well, you did
you'll
say
be getting
Chaos.
a new firmware pre-release.
Oh, good.
Chaos, yes.
You want me
That
to
could
test
be the
it for you?
Chaos one. You'll be getting a new firmware you can play with. Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks. And Andy, if you've got a programmer, I can give you the new firmware as well.
I had to
No
find my
problem.
program. I misplaced it, but I would love to if I could find it. So
Yeah. Yeah, no worries. Well, I'll put you on the CC list for the early firmware release for that.
It's just a little cable,
Anyway,
isn't it, that he needs?
If Ranzee can give it there's cable with a little circuit board on it.
Yeah.
is it MTDF or what's it called
It's a bit
again? What's the cable called?
USB ASP.
That's the one.
That's what I call it. Yeah, USB ASP. It's an in-circuit serial programmer, ICSP programmer. Yeah, it's just a little.
Oh, I'm thinking of the
thing that
Arduino
nearly fits
cable.
inside
Sorry.
a cable.
That's the-
Yeah, no, not yeah. This one's a little one that you plug in and plug the other into the module, and you program it that way. Yep. So that's going to be released soon. In fact, I should have been saying all this with the other thing. Okay, I built one of these modules yesterday. Sorry, I built this. I always say I built it. It was one of those ones that was like 90% built. It's all surface mount components, so I really assembled it. But you know, for someone like me, that's one thing. But for someone else, that might be quite a big job. So, all cool. But yeah, this is a 6-channel mute or VCA with nice illuminated buttons that you can press, which is actually quite fun. I've actually hooked it up to sequencer steps, so it's actually turning on and off sounds with sequencer steps and clocks and stuff like that. Just mucking about, and it just happened to slot in and messing about with some fun there. But that's working nicely. And as I said, the GP82 firmware. Whoa. Yes, there's 3 new modes. Sorry about the bright light, everyone. There's 3 new configuration settings in this new firmware. Sequence reset, which we've talked about before, the gate division alignment or latching, gate division clock source order, which is whether you compute it before the clock or after the clock, and then the latching of the clock divider is the last option. So all those things will come out in the next firmware. Still doing work on the secret module, which isn't so secret, the Skylar. And this week I've been working on CV calibration, which is a manual calibration at the moment. I'm thinking about doing an auto calibration because it's cool and possibly quite handy. But I don't know if I'll have the code space for it. So manual calibration is essential as a minimum. So that's being done first, and that's working quite well. Apart from that, yeah, everything's okay here. Mum's still a bit sick all the time, which is annoying, but I don't mean annoying as in annoying to me, as in it's frustrating for us and for her. But you know, she's had the last couple of days have been good, but yeah, we're really, her digestion is just really mucked up at the moment, unfortunately. Anyway, yep, that's all I have to add to that. Oh, and working with Daren, of course, on his track. Yes. Back to you, Ranzee.
Well, not back to me. Over to Andy. Hey, how's your week been?
Hey guys, so I got this hum, but I found if I hold the mic, which looks really stupid, the mic goes away. So the ground loop is canceled. So it looks weird, but I'm going to do it like this. Happy to be here. Sorry I missed last week. I was under the weather, so I couldn't attend. But
Yeah, sorry to hear about that, mate.
my week, yeah, but I made up for it this week because got back from Hawaii last night, and boy, my arm's tired from flying. So use that terrible old joke. Was there since Sunday. Incredible week. Snorkeling, luau, sunset from Haleakala Crater, long ass drive to Hana, which is this crazy ass road if you haven't seen it. Almost impossible to do many live streams there at all because signal was weird, and so I have endless videos to chop up and upload. So if you like armchair travel or looking at weird shit, watch my channel for all that Hawaii stuff coming soon. and I wanted to get some. The snorkeling was incredible. Some of the best snorkeling I've ever seen. And unfortunately, my underwater camera setup didn't work, so I have zero footage of amazing fishies and invertebrates and stuff. But I did bump into somebody who was recording, and I said, "Hey, please send me anything you have. I'll give you credit on my videos." And so, fingers crossed, I get some footage from somebody. We'll see, to show what I was looking at. And I found one of my drones I had misplaced, and I was going to fly that, and then I realized, if you guys are drone people at all, you may have noticed, at least in the U.S., they got extremely strict now with stuff. You have to take some kind of a FCC test to prove yourself and stuff like that. And it's just, what a nightmare. So I turn it on, and I can't do anything because I don't have any of that stuff set up. And it was like so depressing. The only day I had to fly anywhere and do anything that wasn't restricted completely and wasn't too windy, I discovered I didn't even have the necessary requirements to even take off, which is really a bummer. So yeah, so no cool air footage, no cool underwater footage, but everything else was fun. So, and of course, no content other than that, and no time for music or anything else because too busy traveling and driving like a maniac. So, but yeah, look for uploads if you're into that stuff, and there'll be lots coming. And good to be back. Thanks.
Cheers, Andy. And heading over to Ian. How are you, mate? How's your week been?
Hello. Good day, good evening, good afternoon, good night. How's my week been? I had a composers meeting on Monday, which was quite fun. A lot of composers up in Scotland. And then I was working on the next EP for the Azimuth Tilts. So I was mixing one of his tracks. Then I recorded the next Sinners Music podcast on Wednesday, which I did with my American friend Brandon Miller, who came along, and we actually filmed it in a place called The Cave, which is a bit roomy, I'll say that. But anyway, the main topic is going to be, should they have been a Michael Jackson movie? But we'll leave that one till Monday. And then I did a live audiophile radio show, which was bloody scary, on Friday morning. Not without its gremlins. And more power to you, Ranzee, for putting this thing on, because I tell you what, doing that was just a bit of a nightmare. I will do it again. I'll do it every month, I think, live to YouTube, and then it'll be available on pod or streaming services, apart from Spotify. And then, because yesterday was Bandcamp Friday, the last minute I decided to do a special where you could buy any CD for £3. And thank you to the people that might be in the chat, but the people that actually did buy them. I will get them out on Monday. So it was quite a good. Actually, sadly, none of my CDs and none of your CDs, Ranzee, were sold. But lots of other stuff. Lots of other stuff in the back catalogue did get sold. Yeah. So and I've because I only did it for 24 hours. But actually, I decided I've extended it until Sunday midnight, only because I can't be asked to go in and change all the settings till then, and I'm away tomorrow. So if anybody wants to buy any CDs, they can do for £3, no matter whether it's an album, EP, single, whatever, really. But that's it, and it's a really good week, really. Just happy to be here.
Yay! That's a good way to be. Well done, guys. Awesome. We should get stuck into the show because I feel like I'm in one of those moods that if I don't push myself, it's just going to go on for hours. We're going to have a 4-hour show. All right, let's get stuck into it. We'll start with the quiz. Now, is the bot in chat? I haven't seen him.
Yeah, he is. He shouted at me because I asked about... He told me that the Synth Quiz was closed in capitals. He also shouted at Steve Smith as well. So did he Dennis isn't happy with us.
Let's see if he... Yep, cool. Let's start the quiz. Here we go. Uh-oh, indeed. We've cleared the quiz. We've started the quiz. VCOs are warm. 3 clues are incoming. And the first clue today is going to be, just to make Wagoo happy, It's going to be this one. If you do feel like going for a drive today, go for a filter drive. I don't know if that's going to really work for you, but there's your first clue. Awesome. All right. So if you want to enter the Synth Quiz, you do what Patch Cable Bot's telling you to do. Type ! Synth Quiz space and then put your guess next to that. You don't have to put it in the square brackets. You just put your guess there. And then that will be registering your guess. Once you've done your guess, it won't let you do any more after that. So that's your official guess. Other than that, you could hang around for the third clue, and that will be at some point during the show. Almost forgot last week, didn't we? We almost forgot the third clue. But we did. We snuck it in right at the end. Now, let's get stuck into saying hello to the chatties, because I feel like we should. Right, let's let that refresh. What do we got here? I can actually scroll up on this thing now, I think. Oh, no, that doesn't. That only goes when I started that. Okay, cool. Maybe I'll start here then. I think Anthony Dunstan was the first, and I think he might have been a bit early. So a big shout out to him. I don't know if Anthony's still in the chat, so hopefully you are still there, mate. Big shout out to you. Wagoo's there. Inverted Popes is there. Paintopia VR is there. Hello. Patsy Brady. Lady Aptitude. Dave's there. How you going, mate? James. Zastruga. Matt Brown. Awkward Teeth and Hair Productions is there. That's a fantastic nickname, that one. Droigan's there. Big hello to you. And scrolling. You guys are all talking to each other. Steve, big shout out to Steve Smith. And what else we got? We got the Wookiee, the big furry man. He's there. Nice to see you. And I think we will scroll off the screen in a sec if it's not going to let me do it. Let's see. We've got Neighbor Jack. We just know as Jack. I don't know why the stupid YouTube nickname things have just wrecked everything for us, haven't they? It's like someone told you, it's like cancel culture. Someone's told you can't have that anymore. Tracker Jack's there. Big hello to Tracker Jack and Half God, Half Beast. Big hello to you. Who else? Have I forgotten anyone? Did I see Spongy? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yep. Big Kent's there. Big hello to you, mate.
G'day, Kent.
And I did see a few others. Oh, geez, it scrolled on me. Anyway, doesn't matter. If I've missed you, throw your synth at the screen. Do that. Awesome. Right, we are going to do Funny Side. Here we go. Sarah Connor. No, she's watching you use AI to make music right now. Yes, indeed. That one I chucked on Discord during the week.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
Beware. You don't know what it means to create a life.
Skynet. Right, next. Florida woman calls police on neighbor for having a 6-hour doorless jam. We won that war and he knows it. Or is it lawless jam?
Oh, that's good.
Oh, I don't know. We are looking at Dazza, the Intergalactic Federation. Good on you, mate. This is a great meme from him. The guy goes, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
And then look at the comments. This is not the end, nor is it the beginning, but it's perhaps the end of the beginning. You are never done. It is never-ending story. I bet you're not.
I bet you're not.
In terms of space, yes. But soon, there'll be a new module that you like. Then what? I love it. It's so good. This is so good.
Exactly. It's true.
It's
Truth
just
to power.
It's just life. Just deal with it. What else we got? We have got the bat signal. I would call that the bat signal.
Yeah.
I was I tell you what, I was a little bit
Very
disappointed with this meme. I thought there was an opportunity to put Nick in that under the mask. I really did. I think if someone had a bit of Photoshop skills, they would have been able to put Nick Bat in the mask. And I reckon Nick would have loved that. He definitely. I mean, he's had bat jokes all his life, no doubt. But that would have just been a good one. Okay.
It would have to be PWM, though.
PWM? Yeah. Have I done a poll? Yes, I have. Let's start the poll. The poll is going to be launched in the chat. You can vote for your favorite meme of the week. And the poll is telling you that !vote space and the number that corresponds to your favorite meme, 0 being the Saragona. 1 is Doorless Lawless. Yep. I can press that button again. Number 2 is Endless Eurorack. Yeah. I do have this.
Too much music.
For the Endless Eurorack. And then we have the bat signal. I don't have a bat signal, but I do have the Joker. There he is. Vote, guys.
And where's the Batman?
That's the what's his name again? The Cuckoo's Nest guy, Jack Nicholson. That's his laugh.
Jack Nicholson, yeah.
It's probably going to get me.
You should get the audio sample of that the guy playing the Creative Labs keyboard demo from years ago. He goes, "This is rock and roll," when he's like doing the little tapping on the keyboard.
Send it to me, mate. I'm just using a Stream Deck.
Yeah, I love
send
that
it to
one.
me.
It was great. Yeah.
I've got like another page now, and I'm starting to build that page up. I've got whenever we have like some weird things. Yeah. Got my just waiting for a car one on that second page. Wow, the votes have come in, and we've already exceeded our 10 vote minimum, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think we are pretty much knowing who's going to win this one. But everyone voted for every single meme this week, so I'm very happy. And as a result, I'm going to stop the poll. And you guys guessed it. Saragona was the meme of the week with 8 votes. Well done. Good job. That's good. Right, speaking of good jobs, it's something that I don't do, and here's the news. Indeed. Uberding is what you're looking at. Look, I have to be honest with you guys this week, so please bear with me. I've had a really, 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 really busy week with family and life, and I have kind of been a little bit away from synthy stuff, so I do apologize, but we can share the knowledge and watch the videos at the same time.
We can learn along with you, Rant.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's the best thing about it. We don't know what's happening, so it's great.
This could be a complete nightmare. This thing, I have no idea. Okay, so let's get down to what this is. So the Uberding is designed around a high-performance STM32H743 CPU, that's for Chris, the 400 megahertz jobber, allowing it to handle intensive audio processing with ease. Its core module is an engine-based system. Users can scroll through various firmware engines to completely change the module's identity. So you may want a virtual analog bass synth inspired by 303, or you might want a 4-channel drum machine or a chord synth with 16 detunable wave oscillators. The Uberding delivers. This features the 128 by 128 RGB OLED. You'll see this in the video in a sec. And it displays a beautiful, nice real-time visual feedback, accompanied with a vibrant 4x8 RGB LED grid for animation and status monitoring. So, it isn't just one module, as you probably worked it out. It's a collection of high-quality tools. It has an audio FX processor, a granular sampler, a dual Turing machine, a CV analyzer, a wave recorder / player, and a bonus retro engine which plays bricks or Pong to generate unique LFOs and triggers based on game physics. This thing is bonkers. 18 HP, Chris, 31 millimeters, so it's skiff friendly. We have a little micro SD card slot, which you can see on the left. Pricing I've got as a €500 pre-sale price and a €600 regular retail. Noisy Fruit Labs is distributing this. Let's get some video happening. Where is my video thing gone? Have I lost the page? No. It's black. Oh, it's over there. Here we go. Hello.
Hello. My name is Uberding. I am a
synthesizer. Low frequency oscillator. Analyzer and oscilloscope. Multiple filters. Delays.
We'll let this play out. Have you seen this video, Chris?
Haven't had time.
Daren, control yourself right now. There's a lot of flashing lights.
I know. It's mental.
All right, guys, I am thinking of a module. See if you can guess what module it is. Not this one, but what does that module remind you of? Straight off the rack. Chris, you probably be the one that would get it straight away.
Ornament and crime.
Bingo. Is this just
like
a better
version.
implementation of Ornament and Crime? Is that what this is, or is this kind of
So
more?
Ornament and Crime has 4 Turing machines, not only 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's what makes me think this is This is their own thing.
Yeah,
But that's not to say that they won't make it open source. But they haven't talked about open source yet.
no,
Certainly not on their product page.
I haven't got any
You know,
information
it's
about
come
that either.
Completely. Yeah, this is everything comes at once, if you know what I mean. As in, this has all been made for us before. So, I mean, I'm sure they're probably collaborating with people, maybe, but I think this is one of those ready-made products that they've been loading into a big dump truck, ready to dump on Superbooth.
All right.
Obviously, it's been made to impress. And I could certainly attest to that. It's pretty impressive.
My favorite part is the speech synthesizer trying to say all those phrases and having trouble. So
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. 500 euros.
Yeah, exactly. I looked at it and went, "Oh, wow! It's that much." Okay, well, that's probably fair for what that is. That's a lot. You must want to, if you're going to pay that much money, you want that much stuff. But isn't it the other way around? You want that much stuff, so you're prepared to pay a little that.
yeah, how much is it? I missed the price.
500
Not everyone's
euros,
like
and that's
that,
the
though.
pre-order
Oh, wow.
price. So they're going up to 600 when they.
Yeah, it goes up to 600. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a Bitbox Micro kind of cost. It's some of those extreme nerd sequence.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those modules are above 1,000. Above Australian, 1,000 Australian dollars above $500 US. Probably $500 US.
Yeah, it's not quite $1,000 Australian.
Is
It's probably around the 900
Okay.
mark. Yep.
It's one of those cool units that can do a million of things, apart from the fact that once you've got it doing one thing in your rack, then that's what you're going to be doing with it.
You're stuck with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's great if you need it for as tool as
it's
anything,
kind
but
of-
once you're actually using it for a specific thing, then it's not like you
Yeah.
can say, I need another one of them, but I'm not paying 600 quid for another.
And you're not going to buy 6 of them either, are you?
Yeah.
At that price.
Exactly. Yep.
That's the downside to
That's
these
the
multi.
other approach.
Yeah.
They have the great idea of having everything in it in your rack.
Now, we don't
But
know,
won't try using it for something.
Darren, we don't know if this is multitasking. So Ornaments and Crime
True.
with the Hemisphere firmware is multitasking, because you can actually have 2 Ornaments and Crimes running at the same time if you get that particular
That's true.
hardware and firmware revision. This could be, I'm just thinking that they've not got a massive amount of inputs and outputs on there, though. So my guess is it's not. I feel like it's a one module at a time thing. But it's very nicely integrated, though, isn't it? It's got a very good intuitive
it's
interface.
Nice.
It's
Good.
very
You've got a
nicely
smart,
written.
nifty
This is,
case.
I'd say
you won't need to have as much
applause
nifty
to the
case.
programmers, because
Yeah.
and a little X factor here, a little tip: if you go to the website,
Yeah.
the 3D representation of the module is slightly interactive.
Oh, yeah. Have you been
encoder
to?
actually works.
Have you
Yeah,
been to
actually move
the?
encoder? Yeah,
What's
I
it
have.
called?
So
The Noisy Fruits
Noisy
Lab.
Fruit.
Yeah, their website's really cool.
yeah, it's very cool. I'm impressed with it. They're obviously multi-talented, what we call triple threat in the industry.
I just wanted to show this
Sing, dance, and act. Yeah.
back to this for Ian. Look at that, Ian. That's cool. That's a Eurorack module sitting on its
pod.
own in like a little pod. Isn't that cool?
It is cool, I agree. It is cool.
That's a cool little thing. I like the little stand that it's on. That's nice.
Oh, you mean it's like one of the
Ian's dreaming of wires.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty cool.
Myself, yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So Uberding is what it is.
Well,
else
Ornaments
is
and Crime has some other really interesting stuff
the
that's weird, like
Uber
Lawrence
Ding.
attractors and stuff.
Oh, it's got
the thing that
heaps.
does all the things.
Ornaments and Crime's got heaps of stuff. So yeah, I kind of feel like that's going to be its competitor, and I'm not sort of detracting about how much effort these guys have gone to. Don't forget this has got synth engines in it too, so we have to, like, Ornaments and Crime can be an oscillator and think it's a little bit more simple, whereas this actually has fully fledged synth engines in it. So that's probably where it's a little bit different. And I did mention at the start that it's got like a wave recorder, it's got a granular sampler, and you could have a 4-channel drum machine or a chord synthesizer or a virtual analog bass machine. So it's probably more synthy than Ornaments and Crime. Ornaments and Crime's more of a tool utilities module. So that would be, for me, the massive difference.
Voice VCO.
Yeah, massive difference there. So in that sense, that's probably where it's differentiating itself, and it's, we're not Ornaments and Crime, we're a synth module. So anyway, that's that. We will go to the next. The next is, of course, we know Cuckoo was busy doing a video a few weeks ago, and he didn't really show what he was playing, but we knew he was playing a keyboard. Well, this is it, the Svensson 49 by Auxley, I think it is. Auxley, sorry.
Oxy, yeah.
Are these guys Swedish? I think there might be Swedish developers, Auxley. So just bear with me, because I actually am reading this at the same time for you guys. But what I understand, I kind of I did have a little bit of look at this on social media during the week. This is like a play looper sort of machine, and I've actually been really wanting to see someone do this well for years. This is kind of a corner. I have to be critical. I feel like no one's really done it to the point where, like a Fairlight, right? And you think about a Fairlight's been around since the 80s. And I don't know if you've ever watched videos of people using a Fairlight. They're pretty complex things, to a point where I remember when I was a kid, I had my mum's uni professor actually come up to my mum and said, I heard your kid was pretty good with computers. Can you get him to come down and get this thing working? And it was a Fairlight synthesizer.
Wow.
And, it's that was kind of like a lot of musicians sort of sat in front of the Fairlight in the 80s and went, oh, no, this is, sorry. Wow, no. It's a bit like, us trying to program a DX7. We can do it, but do we want to? So what I'm saying is, like, I've always wanted someone to do a good sampling looping keyboard where it just becomes very simple, but at the same time quite intelligent and quite powerful. That's the impression that I got with this. So some interesting, I don't know whether it's the code behind it or the user interface. Very simple looking.
OP1 was pretty simple. It's just small.
Well, even with the OP1, Andy, I still used to think that there was some drawbacks with it. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, that's true. How about Chompy? Got Chompy.
Chompy. Yeah. Poor Chompy.
OP1 when I saw this.
Let's talk about what it says. It's so basically it allows musicians. This is what Cuckoo says, to create high quality loops without ever having to look at a screen and getting lost in parameter hell. So I like that. This is our vision. Let's see if we've achieved it. Now I've got a video here from Cuckoo. I don't know if I'm allowed to play it, so I'm not going to. But you guys can. I'll put him on the screen. He's a great guy. I've had a few chats to him over the years. Really, really nice guy. If you ever meet him and talk to him, there he is. There. Honestly,
nice
when you speak to him, you actually have no. If you've never knew anything about him, you'd not know he's Swedish, eh? Because he kind of has a bit of an English accent. To me, he sounds like he's English, but there's quite a lot of Swedish people that do speak that way. And like over the
I
years,
think he grew up on an island somewhere, though, if I remember correctly. He's not from Sweden.
He just lives there, does he?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I've heard him speak Swedish, and his Swedish is like fluent. So
yeah.
Anyway, this thing has the Fatar keyboard. It's a 49 key. If you haven't worked that out, it's what's called a Svensson 49. It does have semi-weighted velocity sensitive, the TP9S style Fatar, if you guys are into that sort of, you're knowledgeable about your keys. So it is pretty good. That, do some research if you don't really understand what that is. That's actually a pretty decent quality keyboard. It's not the greatest length, but maybe that's not its point. Cuckoo's done his own sound engine on this, a hybrid engine using samples and wavetables, and he's got 100 presets that you can access through this. The looping side is this, what they call a dead simple intuitive looper. It basically lets you select a sound, hit the loop button, and then you build layers. And that's kind of like, I feel like, over the years, I feel like the best example I've seen of that was the Roland, is it the RC505? Is that what it's called? The looping pedal? Is that the one? Where you got the
5-part loops.
Yeah, you got the foot switches on it.
Yeah.
To me, that
was the smaller one. Yeah.
You can get the smaller one. I think it's the 202, isn't it? But the 505 one's has got a few more. 505 is
definitely it's got like
a few more features. Yeah. And I've always thought that was kind of like quite a decent. That's it. And he's got it there. But anyway, this thing's got this clever little history mode thing in it that I'm just kind of reading about that lets you scroll back through previous states of your loop. So if you let's say you loop something and then you loop something over the top of it and you went, hang on a minute, I gotta go back. This has got sort of like not like an undo, but like a scroll backwards feature. So does that make sense? Like, you got to watch the video.
Yeah.
There's a speaker built into, you can see on the right. I don't know how to pronounce it, but an Oman speaker. Ingvar Oman is a Swedish speaker maker. I don't know anything about that. It's way above my pay grade. They haven't hit the streets here in Australia, put it that way. It's got stereo outputs with the bigger size jacks, the 1/4 inch. It's got a headphone jack, sustain pedal, and it does USB-C for power and for data, so if you want to transfer things to and from it. Now, pricing, this is kind of where I was a little bit disappointed because I thought this could have been a little bit cheaper. US dollars, $9.99. 8.99 euros, 800 pounds, 1,500 bucks Australian based on exchange rates for today.
It's a nice wood. You got to pay for that wood.
Got to pay for the wood. Available soon.
Norwegian wood.
Manufactured in
Swedish
Germany. That could be why the price is a little bit more. Apparently, it's quite. Cuckoo talks about the build in his video. Apparently, it's quite sturdy. This thing, so it's built to a higher condition, a quality spec. Yeah. But yeah, we really wish they had their own video that I could share and can show you how this thing works. But go check out the Cuckoo video.
So it's like a high-end Casio SK1, basically.
Yeah, but do you honestly, Andy? You know, I've used an SK1 too, right? Do you honestly feel that thing was the best looper type keyboard ever made? Do you know what I mean? Like it had some frustrations
it was really
with
awkward and cheap, but I mean, it was really fun and immediate.
It was fun.
So
it had a very short. I can remember it being very short in its ability, so you couldn't sort of get too funky with it. Like you couldn't get
half a second loop, so you couldn't get too crazy. You had to be creative with the envelopes and the looping function and stuff.
So this might have some, you know, because new processing, the things that are around these days, it might be a little bit more forgiving. I don't actually have any details about how long the loops are and anything like that. So it's a pity I don't have that. Because that's a good point. Like, how long can it loop for? They're talking more about his presets, and yeah, it's kind of annoying. Anyway,
does it store more than one sample? Can you jump around, or do you have to keep resampling into it?
Yeah. Well, the scrolling thing is there's buttons
Good questions
on there. I have seen him do that. Look, he makes it look easy, but then again, Cuckoo used to make Octatrack look easy, or
he makes Electron anything look easy. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
But he's been he's been behind this product. I don't know how much. Obviously, definitely with the sound design side of things, but I don't know how much he was behind with the looper side of things. Whether he actually had any say to it. But he's he's got definitely a lot of knowledge about, because if you ever listen to his music, that's the sort of style. He's a very layery type musician. So if you ever watch him do his videos, that's exactly how he creates. He does a bit, then a bit more, and it lays and lays and lays and lays. And then before you know it, you've been down this journey with him, and then you listen to this amazing, you know, very thick layered piece of music. I would like to see, like, you know how loopers can layer, right? I would like to see the layers you'd be able to mute layers. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, say I put something in on the third layer, and then I get deeper into it, and then maybe that was the acoustic guitar that I had plugged in. Then maybe I want to switch that off, but I still want everything else to loop. So this is what I'm saying with loopers. The Roland one, you could do that sort of stuff with, can't you, Andy? You can actually turn the layers off. I think you can only turn up to 5.
Yeah. The Wookiees just said that, and I wasn't really paying attention last night to PSN because I was busy doing other things, but I had it on in the background. And they did play the video. They played his video last night, so it may be all right.
I'm not going to. No, they'll get in trouble.
You're not going to try it?
Yeah, I'm not going to try it. Right. Yeah. I got this email during the week, and I know it was definitely a phishing scam email, but it kind of, sometimes as a YouTuber, you got to be careful, because I do share a lot of content, and 9 times I'm just sharing it for you guys, and I don't even ask, I just share it, and I just assume that it should be okay to share. But sometimes I get stung. Like, there was a Moog video that I shared, and the music that was in it was copyright, and then I got done for a copyright claim. It wasn't a strike, it was just a claim.
No,
and I'm like, it's just annoying.
Yeah, even though it wasn't you put it in the music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
what's the point of marketing if you can't share another thing? It's silly.
Yeah.
You know.
And Wagyu makes a really good point. There's no DIN MIDI on it. And
that needs to be there.
Or at least the
TRS.
Not even TRS MIDI.
Do you know what I mean? Listen
Yeah,
to
yeah.
TRS.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit odd.
I think it's too expensive personally, but that's
Yeah, I do too, Ian. That was the first thing. I was excited about it, and then I saw the price, and I went, oh, I'm not so excited about it now.
Well, the C15 originally had no MIDI. They eventually added it, so things can change.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. I mean, I would love Roland to take that RC505 and make a keyboard out of it. I reckon it'd be cool. You know, like a little mini 49 key, sorry.
Well, they made the
jobber.
MPC keyboard. It worked, you know. So
They did, yeah. They did. Yeah, that was actually, apparently they sold them, a lot of them. I don't know why they pulled them. Typical Roland. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully this thing, you know, we get a few more sort of people checking this thing out, and I guess Super Booth, it'll probably be there. So that will probably be the next place we get to see it. So let's keep our eyes out for that anyway. All right, should we move on? Next thing we've got is a... Chris, hold yourself. This is the Iroi that is friends with the Honoroi. Aha! Yeah. I thought you'd definitely be over this.
I'm being coy.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
So this is basically an effects module, a multi-effects module at that too. I was kind of really interested in this. So Daren, he's just brought the swirl, and this is basically an atmospheric type effect processing module. So it's different to swirl. So it kind of bases it on filtering and resonating and creating sort of delay, echoey ambiences that, you know, that sort of world. Obviously, it's DSP. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that this thing's DSP.
Yeah.
So, because they are talking about it being 48K, 24-bit with a 32-bit internal processing on it, that's pretty impressive for a little eurorack module. All right. Okay, what is it? It's an 18 HP, 27 millimeter, $399 or $299 kit, which you can do, Chris. Module which has multi-mode filter and a VCA, 3-band resonator, 2 tap echoes. A 2-tap echo, not 2 tap echoes, a 2-tap echo. If you don't know what that is, it's an adjustable time and density for creating rhythmic complexities and hallucinatory trails. I like that. Experimenting with the reverb, this is ambience that they're talking about, which is pretty much like everything just goes into that reverb. It's kind of what they want you to do. It's kind of do all the other stuff and then it goes into the reverb. You don't have to turn it on, but the reverb has this kind of macro space-time knob, which is pretty cool. I've seen something like this before. I could have sworn I've seen something like this with a space-time knob. I'm trying to think, is that Make Noise had that? Someone had a space-time knob on one of their modules. Anyway, let me know in chat if you can remember what it was. This basically manages the reverb size, and then you've got filtering and spatial movement simultaneously with that. So think about sort of multi-mode filtering with the resonator, the echo, and then coming through this ambience filter. And then at the end, you've got a whole bunch of tricks that this does. So the tricks is how it kind of gets movement within it. So you got this advanced modulation, which includes 6 LFOs, and then it has an envelope follower that can be flexibly routed to quite a lot of parameters. And it has a powerful randomizer with an undo-redo function, which has 4 different targets to jumpstart. So the random function is that white bottom towards the bottom left, and then you've got some shift. You've got some shift. It's kind of a complex module, but what I'll say is, let's check this out because, yeah, this is pretty cool. Pretty cool. There we go. Interesting module, that one. I kind of feel like it's it's kind of like this mangling, randoming, just happy accidents like they said in the video, but like this really suits someone who likes the droney stuff. I feel like that's where it's going to be its power thing. But do you guys get a feeling that they are making this thing because somewhere along the line someone said, I've got a filter and I would love to have a module that has effects as well as a filter in it. And then they've just gone, we can do this. And they haven't stopped. And it just kept going and going and going and going.
Hey, Ranz,
Yeah.
you understand that this has a relationship with another module?
Yes, that's why I mentioned it to you. Let's make you full screen. Where are you?
Let's make me full screen. I present Exhibit A.
Mm-hmm. The one right. They actually mentioned it in the video too.
Oiroi is... Yes. Yes. The Oiroi is... They've taken a hacksaw to the Honoroi.
Yeah.
Oh, focus. They've taken a... Thank you. They've taken a hacksaw to the Honoroi and they're...
You should hide me. I'm blocking
Oiroi.
it. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see on the right hand side. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically... Yeah, so you can see it is... I'm not wrong, am I? It's identical.
It's identical. I'm
Everything's
looking
in
at it
the
on
same
the other
place. It's
screen.
literally a cut and
Yeah.
paste. Yeah, yeah. It is literally the same thing. So it's the same DNA as this, but it's a smaller module and it's cheaper. So the drone part of it is what's missing. They've cut off the sound generation. So this is essentially the sound processing side of it. And I quite often put other oscillators through the Honoroi, and it does some nice things, especially that filter. I do really like the filter on this. The ambience, yeah, it can be good, but put it this way, I want a swells.
Mm. You're disappointed
And
in
I have
its
this.
completeness,
So
yeah.
They're different. The swells very much is like has more scope, more different variations and
More
different
length.
sort of landscapes. Whereas I find the ambient side of the Honoroi a little bit too one or two dimensional.
Mm.
I mean, it's a nice sounding reverb, but it does pretty much one trick and not much more. So
Right.
swells is definitely more of a playground for reverb, and that's why I'm kind of keen on that. But this is really good. I mean, I have this, so I'm not craving for that. But if you don't have an Honoroi, this Oroi sounds like it could be really good fun. Because it has that, most of the parameters are in that section. So the auto mapping and the randomize function would have the most impact, I think, on that section.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit different. So if you hit when you hit the random button on this guy, of course it randomizes as well the sound generation, the drone section. So you get quite a different effect. You get more of a drastic change in sound because the sound source is also changing as well as the effects. Whereas in this one, it's just the effects that are changing, and you get a bit more constancy to the source sound, which gives it a little bit more, I think, a little bit more control.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think this is a cool idea but it is literally taking a hacksaw to this module.
Yeah. Price wise though, it's not much cheaper. It's $3.99 assembled or $2.99 a kit.
That's interesting, isn't it? You know why? I can tell you why, because the compute module is the same.
Yeah.
And that would be at least 50% of the cost of the unit, I think. Compute module. It's an OWL 2, I think.
Yeah, the OWL, yeah.
Which is a type of audio engine, yeah. So, but yeah, this is cute. I quite like this. This is kind of what I imagined when they released the Honoroi. I kind of thought that was a bit too big, and I was nearly not going to buy one. But then with the DIY price and that kind of stuff, I just went for it. But if this had come out instead, I think I would have bought this even more readily than that.
Yeah.
For a similar reason. But the Honoroi was more, had more of an instant impact because it created sounds from absolutely nothing. Whereas this is very much if you've seen the previous one, then you get this one a bit more and you can work out how to use it. And there'll be a lot of people who have patches that just use this section of the Honoroi. So there's going to be people who are going to be able to share those patches with the people that have the Eroi.
Yep.
I think it's clever what they've done.
I still think there was another module with that space-time thing, and I forgot to check the chat to see if anyone could think of it. No, it doesn't look like anyone's thought of it. Yeah, to me, I feel like that space-time thing has been on something, and I'm trying to work out what it is. And maybe it's an algorithm that someone else has used, and it's the same algorithm. It doesn't mean that they've used the same OWL back end dev platform. It just means that I reckon it might be like a reverb algorithm that has that function space time in it. And I am going to wake up at 2 a.m. and go, oh, that's right, it was this. These things happen to me. Anyway, that's good. So Befaco are doing another good job. Quite smart, I feel, Chris. What you pointed out is that they can punch out another module and make some sales. Yeah, without a lot of
hacksaw.
Not a lot of tooling change, not a lot of development change. Yeah, yeah, clever.
Well, it's kind of like the famous module where they made a function module. It was basically half of the make noise.
Rampage.
What's that analog computer?
Rampage.
No, what's the analog computer? The famous analog computer for make noise. It's like a buccal thing. What is that called?
Math.
Maths. Yeah. So half of maths is called function.
Yeah, but
I have both of them.
The Befaco one was called Rampage. If that's what
I'm thinking
about.
of make noise. I'm thinking of make noise,
okay.
Sorry. But they took that and cut it in half and said, oh, it's function. So it takes up half the space and has half the functionality. So,
yeah, you're right.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
I remember that now.
Yeah. So it's kind of clever when they do that.
I know, but a lot of people get disappointed when they buy function from Make Noise because they realize very quickly that you need the second one to start to do all the funky things because that feeds into it.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
Anyway.
With limited space, you can still get it. So
yeah, of course. I mean, it's a great little AR envelope. It's a fantastic little AR envelope. So that alone, it's pretty cool. Right. Next, Ian. You know about this Bullfrog Erica synths? This is the what's the guy's name again?
Ribbit.
Richie Horton.
Oh, Plastic Man, the Plastic Man guy, right?
Yeah, Richie Horton, right?
Yeah.
So this product, I feel, I could be stepping on someone's toes here, but I feel like it's aimed at the student, the younger generation.
Could be.
So when you see what it does and the simplicity of it, and you think, maybe not for me, it's not. It may not be actually aimed at you as your market. And I think some of the other Bullfrog things were more supposed to be educational.
They were supposed to be educational. My problem with the original Bullfrog and there's two, isn't there? My problem with them was...
There's a massive one, the
if you
XL,
want-
which is the big one.
Yeah, the XL, that was it.
Yeah.
If you want to put them in the educational market, they need to be a lot cheaper than they're trying to sell them for, because, you know, schools, colleges, universities aren't going to buy them
Yeah.
because they're too expensive, you know.
This thing's pretty interesting in the sense that I don't really understand why there's a need for this in the market, and you guys can probably tell me. I'm just kind of seeing it for the first time today, and I'm like, I watched the video very, very briefly, and then I thought, if you look at let's look at the specs, right? This thing has a 7 sample based voice drum machine. It has Richie Horton's factory samples. You know, there's 7 banks, blah blah blah, curated for Erica synths. It does have sampling capabilities. It does feature a line input and a built-in microphone, so you can actually, a kid could actually just, you know, whistle into it, and so there's a bit of fun there. I get that.
Ribbit.
It's a 64-step 808, 707, 303 style sampler, right? Equipped with some ratchets, probabilities, and micro timing. So I feel like that's a cool thing. The kids might be interested in that. Does have performance automation, so you can actually do parameter locks and automation per track, allowing for you to sort of, you know, change things. There's a speaker, and there's some CV connectivity, MIDI via DIN for Wagyu, and USB-C stereo output. And this is where I kind of just about fell off my chair. €600 for this.
Yeah, I know, it's stupidly priced. I mean, it should be half that.
Well, it's for kids,
You
and I
wanna sell it
don't.
to-
What kids?
If you want to
Unless
sell
you're,
it to kids, it's half. Yeah.
unless your kid
half
drives to
that
school
for
on a
kids.
Ferrari. Honestly, that is just crazy. Sorry, Erica, but that's just absolute nutter.
But
You know, I don't get it.
all the Bullfrog things are way too expensive for educational tools.
Yeah.
I mean, I just they missed the market massively.
Yeah.
I don't know how many they've sold of the previous ones, but it's probably not a lot. You know.
And
Let's have a
again,
look.
Nintendo Switch isn't that cheap either, so a lot of kids have a Switch.
Let's have a look at their video,
Yeah.
and then on the other side, maybe this might shed some light. And I did watch it, but it might shed some light. I don't know. It didn't shed any light for me. But let's see.
That's enthusiasm, people.
Yeah, kids got some sick moves there.
Kids need. Easy, big.
1, 2, 3. Nāc līdz šovakar. Skatīties, kur zvaigznes krīt. Hei,
King's
mēs
microphone.
iesim blakus, vērot
Yeah.
greizos ratus. Viss būs par brīvu, netērēsim latus. 1, 2, 3.
like I said, that video shed some light on this product, other than like people
It's
using.
not April Fool's, is it? Is it?
Oh my god!
May the first, yeah. May the first be with you.
Let's have another look at this guy,
Yeah, let's,
and let's not.
I recognise him. Why do I know
he's
him?
the Erica Synths.
He's
the,
He is, isn't he?
he's the
Yeah.
Erica Synths.
Yeah.
He's the main guy that does
yeah,
Super
he's
Booth.
the Erica Synths founder. Yeah,
I met him. I met him at Synthfest 2 years ago. That was it.
Yeah.
We were having coffee together.
yeah, he's
That's why I
quite
recognise
nice,
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice guy.
Um,
It's all right.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think that I'm missing something here, or what is
No,
this?
I don't think
It didn't really show much neither. It
Um,
just showing you pressing one button and turning one knob on all of them. I think.
That's it, Daren. It just comes like it's like a sample
Yeah, it
player.
didn't sell the interaction.
Well, yeah, that's first of all. Is it a sample player?
That's what I thought.
It's a case of the box is capable, but the demo just falls flat. You just have to laugh.
Yeah,
doesn't
there's
work.
probably other videos we haven't. Let's not throw them under the truck. There's probably other videos. But I just don't get. I don't get what this is trying to achieve. Like, they need a drum machine for the Bullfrog range, and they made one. Maybe.
do they? I think they had to have a partner for it, so that they could say that they have a series. Maybe it's contractually obliged. Maybe they entered into a deal. I don't know. We can be cynical about it, but
Okay.
maybe the budgets are different in different countries for schools for education.
Maybe.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
600.
That's a,
I can certainly agree with you,
Yeah.
Rance. For Australia and the UK, not a chance.
It's not going
Yeah.
to.
it's not.
Even
600
Apple are
euros.
doing their flipping Neo, Neo, but for less than that.
Yeah.
Laptop, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
laptop,
the Apple educational discount isn't great, is it? It's about 10%, 15%, something like that, off retail
Yeah, but they're
price.
supposed to be beefing that up now. That's where they're moving
Are they?
into.
This is
Yeah,
over
with the new Neo and
$1,000 in Australia. So if you
Yeah.
think about it, like
Exactly.
1,000. I know our dollar is crap and it doesn't compete worldwide, but if you understand a little bit about currencies,
Our
right?
music department.
A school is not going to buy
Yeah.
10 of these at $1,000 a pop. You know,
Well, in the UK, they can't even buy
They're going to
bloody
buy
books.
10 iPads.
So,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I'm
If
sorry.
school watches that video.
And
they're
I used to
definitely
We've got
gonna buy it.
iPads, let's
So,
just buy an
Yeah.
app.
And when I had the music shop, we were doing some stuff with a couple of schools in York, mainly repairs, because there were, kids trash musical instruments in schools. So, I don't know how robust this is, but it really needs to be made of metal and not plastic, because it probably will get thrown about if it's in a school.
I just want to remind you guys. Do you remember Akai released the MPC sample a couple of weeks back?
They did.
I
What are you
think
going to say?
I think a school should buy that before they buy this,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah,
about half the price,
Yeah, absolutely.
and it will probably do
Absolutely.
the same job.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't get it. Maybe the MPC sample is a little too complex for them. I didn't think it was. I think it's pretty simple to use, that thing.
No, I mean kids will make music with stuff and not read the manual, which is
Yeah.
fine. They'll get stuff out of the sample.
Look, don't get me wrong. I love Erica Synths. I don't like bashing people for decisions that they make. But hey, you're not always going to get it right. Sometimes your market research. Sometimes you skip your market research. You think, shit, I should have done market research before I launched this thing. You might be right. Whoever said it was one of you guys said that maybe they were obligated to release this thing to create a suite of products. So that you saw that nice little video pan that they did where they showed them all.
Yeah.
What
No,
are
I
we
think it's-
what
I
are we
just
saying
think
in
it's
chat,
a-
guys?
It's a
Also don't know
misstep.
his footing.
I don't mind the look. Yeah, who said it? Tracker Jack says I
I
do
think
like
it
the
looks-
design. I think it looks fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Quite-
it's quite
quite-
nice, yeah.
Fresh and funky.
Troy gonna. Yeah. Look, if you need to hide some cash, yeah, let's buy 10 of them. Look, the ARP 2600 when it came out was supposed to be an educational synth,
Yeah.
and it was pretty
Yeah.
pricey. It was pretty, but it was actually aimed at university music schools.
Yeah.
So it wasn't aimed at younger generation, which I feel like the Bullfrog stuff is. I know, forgive me if I'm getting that wrong, but I was under the impression that it was supposed to be educational and like high school,
right.
maybe,
No, you're right.
middle school and
that's
above
right.
sort of thing.
Well, our secondary schools, yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is equivalent to high schools.
I mean, you wouldn't give it to a early childhood kid, but you could. But yeah. I don't know. It might do well. Who knows? I could be wrong. So good luck to him. All right. We've got to talk about this next product.
Ribbon.
Don't we?
Oh yes, we do.
Save the big elephant in the room to last, didn't I? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know a lot about Osmos. I think Andy, you're probably the one here that knows more about it than any of us.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's great.
Right?
You've got them, yeah.
The only thing I understand about this is it's an Osmos without the synth engine in it. It's basically just the controller, right?
Yeah.
So am I oversimplifying this? Is that pretty much what you guys think it is?
Yeah.
There's
some software, isn't there?
There's some software. There's two versions of this, right? There's the 61 key, and then there's the 49 key, which I think is the one pictured. Is that 61? 1, 2, 3,
That's a
4.
61.
That's a 61.
Yeah, that's a 61.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's probably a good idea, don't you guys? It's
absolutely.
It's
I
good.
mean,
For example, like Kent couldn't gravitate to the Egan Matrix engine. He didn't like the sound that came out of it, so he would gladly buy this and control other gear with it.
So
yeah, absolutely.
So price wise, it's $9.99 for the 49. Let's just put it this way: if you want the action that this thing, the Osmos has always delivered, like you got the wiggle action, the XY sort of control with the key presses, right? Technically, for under $1,000 US, you've got that now. The only thing that you have to do now is you've got to load the software on your DAW because it has to interact with it, and then you map it to your favorite VST or synth through that way. You can actually map it to an external hardware synth, which is something that I thought was pretty cool.
The wiggle's cool, but the pressure legato is one of the most amazing things. It's really good.
Yeah, I like that too.
I did want to cut back. Sorry, go, Rans.
I was just sort of getting sort of wrapped up on the price. So when you think about Andy, can you refresh my memory on what the actual Osmos was price-wise in the US?
Well, here's the thing: if you were early adopter like I was, we got it for $1,200. It was a steal.
Yep.
17
right out of the box.
18,
So it eventually came out around $1,800, something like that.
Okay, so
and now you have the big one too, the fancy one.
Yeah, the big one. So you're saving what, $800, basically what they're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Ian, go.
No, I was just going to say that I played the Osmos a couple of years ago at Gearfest.
Yep.
I spent quite a bit of time on it. I mean, I didn't not like it, but it wasn't an instrument, and that has to be. You can't glissando. You can't slide up like you can on a Rolly or an instrument with it. And the wiggle thing felt slightly odd because you can sort of almost put your finger under the previous key. I noticed that.
Yeah.
I quite liked the Hagen engine, and I was toying with the idea of getting the micro. Although when I spoke to them, they couldn't guarantee that it would work with the instrument. So I mean, it was not cheap at £500 either, and for a punt, it was too rich for me.
Yeah,
I like this actually. I mean, I don't need it, but I think it's the right way to go for a studio. I wouldn't want to take this out live because I wouldn't want to go back to using a laptop live.
Yeah.
But I do quite like it, and the price. I think the price is fine.
I feel
it'll come down a bit. It'll be $850 a year, maybe. Give it 6 months. It'll be £700.
I reckon that's the big point in what you just said. So I don't really want to take a laptop, right? Because I think for me, why couldn't they have built that software that you need to load onto your DAW into this, so that I could just plug this straight into a hardware synth. Okay, yeah, I don't have the synth engine in this. I understand, and that's why it's the cheaper price. But why couldn't they build?
They should make a version for iPad, because Rolly Rise will work with an iPad, and then you don't have to carry a whole laptop.
I use the Rolly software with my iPad little instrument. It works great.
Yeah.
My first thought was, can I use their software with my instrument? And I don't think I can at the moment, but that may come. Because I would buy that. Again, but if they did it for iPad, I would definitely buy it because I would use that live.
The problem with the instrument
you could argue.
is the instrument is quite stiff, and some of the nuances in the Hawken engine may not be as accessible from the instrument.
You can tweak that.
Because the travel on the Osmos is quite large.
Yeah, it's quite deep.
That nuance, that range gives you a lot more granularity. You don't have a pass.
I could see that. I've not found that a problem with the instrument. I'll be honest with you, because you can tweak it to to your heart's content, really.
You can, but if you're trying to imitate like a wind instrument or a string instrument, especially this one that's like this real the travel helps a lot, getting those little nuances in there, and you just can't. do that with a pad.
I think you have to learn to do that on an instrument. I mean, I've been playing it for 5 years now, so I don't have an issue with that now. But I know what you mean about it being quite stiff, and if you sort of need to teach yourself to be able to do that.
Like with the with the Hydrasynth, right? You get the pad version versus the key version. The pad version again has the same issue. It's just a limited travel. Yeah. The pressure's there, but the key is more immediate. Gives you all that range.
The Hydrasynth on the instrument with MPE works really, really well. I've been messing around with my mates. So,
I was going to
be digressing.
No, I don't think you're digressing. I was going to say the exact same thing. This is the same conclusion I came to when the Osmos first came out, and I know Andy, you think differently, and that's cool. We're all entitled to our opinions. I felt like for the money, I would just buy Hydrasynth, and I'd buy Hydrasynth Deluxe, or the big one, right, with the nice keyboard and the slip strip and everything, right? Everything's in it. I get the benefit of the Hydrasynth, and I get that nice keyboard. I just felt that was a better option for me, and I don't know if I'd ever really use the wiggle and the legato, and I don't know if I'd use it that much. If it makes sense, it's kind of this comment is kind of the same for everyone's going to be different, right? We all perform differently, right? But I never used polyphonic aftertouch. I just didn't think I ever used it. I've used it on synths before. It's great. It's cool. It's you get it and you think, oh wow, this is really cool. But I've never really used it in a performance. Like if you actually strip back and you think, okay, when I've recorded stuff, how have I played? And I've never really used it. Do you know what I mean? So I've used it a little bit, but not to the degree that I must have it because this is something that's kind of the way I play. So for me, Osmos is not going to be something that I'm ever going to use. It'll be a nice to have thing, like you said. You're not going to spend 500 quid on something that's nice to have. You've got to spend, if you're going to spend 500 quid, it's got to be something that you're going to use, and it's going to,
So along this,
benefit
so like Rolly Seaboard has that really expressive thing with it, obviously. But along the lines of what Rich Hilton has said before, when you're playing a guitar or a wind instrument or whatever, and you're directly controlling the pitch, the timbre, everything, you're directly contacting this stuff and controlling it. Most things are abstracted with a keyboard, even though they're pretty cool with that polyphonic aftertouch and stuff like that. And the reason guys like Ty Unwin loves his Osmos, not just because he does soundtrack work and stuff, because it's a different expressive thing that you can't quite get with some other stuff, even a Seaboard. Because if you're doing like ethnic instruments, like a certain type of flute or a certain type of string instrument or whatever, and you have all those extra nuances with the keys, like the way they function. Like I said, the pressure legato, which is a special thing. Even the Arturia doesn't have that, I don't think. And the Rolly kind of does some cool stuff, but the Osmos is pretty special for doing flutes and strings and other kinds of ethnic things that are just a little harder to do with other stuff. You can do it, especially with the breath controller and other types of add-ons. But to have it all in one place with the keys, and you never take your hands off the keys. You can use foot pedals if you want to, but all that stuff is right there. You're not like using the one-handed thing, although there are some controls on the Osmos to do some stuff with your left hand or whatever if you need to. But there's so much stuff in the programming of the keys and all the nuances. It's pretty special. So, but it's not for everybody, and you do have to practice.
It's not for everybody.
You're not going to do it right away.
Yeah. My only other concern about this is that if I was going to be gigging with this, I'd want a hard case for it, because I could see the keys getting damaged in transit, in the soft bag or something like that. There needs to be something that you put over those keys, because it will get damaged. I know the chassis
49 came with a backpack / key bag, and it's padded to hell.
Right.
And so this is really, you could drop this thing, it'll be okay,
All right. Because it looks fragile. The key bed looks fragile.
So
the action is pretty weird.
You mentioned the
transportation look.
You know how you mentioned the thing about how you don't really have to take your hands off the keys. So to me, that was the thing that when they first announced the Osmos, I was so excited about that, because one of the things that I used to get annoyed with a lot of different synths is the pitch and mod wheel placement on a lot of synths keyboards has always done my head in. And some people get it perfect, and some people get it, they put it up higher, or they do a touch strip version of it, which absolutely shits me to tears. And then you've got them where the way they behave is different on different synths. So this was the thing about the Osmos that I thought, finally we don't have to muck around with this pitch and mod wheel caper. We've got it on built into your key. So basically you play, and if you want to do pitch, you're sliding your fingers up and down, right? And if you want to do modulation, it's to do with the pressure and the wiggles and all that sort of stuff. And I get that, and I kind of felt that's actually pretty cool. But there are synth MPE synth controllers that already do that. I don't know. I kind of,
It's like Pokemon. That's why I have them all, except for the Arturia. I can't.
Yeah. I mean, if I had space, I'd probably have this in the studio. I wouldn't take it out live, because it is slightly different to the instrument in that sense. It felt different playing it.
The instrument's more expensive than this for a start.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot
there's
more.
a small one. There's a half-size one about the same price.
Yeah, but I don't think you'd get the small one though, would you? Really, when you think about it.
Oh no. I mean, I've got the big one, so and you can split that in half if you wanted to. I mean, I've done that. I've done that live. I've had two different synths running through it at once, which is really quite a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
But.
I mean, do you guys remember?
I like the portability of the instrument, but it's the layout is, you have to learn the layout, because it's
you have to learn the
like
layout.
a guitar
It
layout.
took me the best part.
It's like a guitar fretboard in a way.
I remember in the
you can change the
90s.
scaling, but
in the 90s, I was getting coins and shoving them between keys, and you're doing all these kind of things that we had to do because there was no other way of doing certain things, or you'd put a credit card in there, or there was also, and like you would be able to sort of drone synth sounds and hold a whole bunch of keys down. Little weights,
little weights.
Guitar pick too. Yeah, use a guitar pick.
Yeah. So in a way, the Osmos alleviates us having to do any of that stuff, because it's got all that stuff built in. It's kind of, the interface is kind of interesting to program it. So have you had a good play with that, Andy? The setup.
So the engine's annoying because you have to use what the hell is it called? Ian, you program it all the time. What's that engine called? The Max MSP, yeah. So you can't use Max for live, unfortunately. You have to use Max MSP, which is annoying. So if you want to do it inside of Ableton, you can't. It's unless somebody reworks it. So you get a Max for live, like a free version to load it up, and it's kind of cool. It's an extremely nerdy interface, and there are great YouTube videos showing how to do all this stuff if you want to get way into it. But what's cool about it is there's proper physical modeling in there, and that's why some of these ethnic instruments sound so damn good when they're set up just right.
Right.
physical modeling is just another level. It's just fun stuff to really get those the wind effects and the not carpless strong, but more realistic stringy bits and stuff. So it's just really nice to have that
Resonators.
available instead of just being samples or a synth only engine or something like that. It's physical modeling helps a lot, but it's nerdy as hell. I mean, you got to dive in there and spend. If you want, Ben Jordan did a video a while back on it. He goes, I'm going to jump in here and make something. And he goes, man, this thing's a pain in the ass, but it is powerful. So,
Yeah.
Well, Max is not for the faint-hearted, really. I
No.
mean, Steve
not in
Elbows
general,
says
but
that-
I mean, the engine is nerdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Steve Elbows has said that Harken have reworked the editor to not use Max, but it needs an upgrade, an update.
Yeah.
Well, I asked the guys at NAMM because they have a new upgrade that adds some new presets and some other stuff,
All
and
right.
they are working on a simpler version to whenever that's going to come out to make it a little more friendly, because a lot of people have complained about the engine. First, I had to use Max MSP, which is weird, and now you have to also just this interface is kind of bizarre,
See, this is what's what Droigan said, right? I think this is such an important comment. Like, he probably just said it, maybe he said it with tongue in cheek. I'm not sure, but I think that there's so many products out there that really fit into this category. Like,
Good point.
the design engineer who built it originally built it for himself, and then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like, it probably started at that point, and then it kind
it's
of
like by nerds for nerds, right? It's
Well, I mean, that's so true, because I mean, I've spoke to Roger Lynn, and by the way, Roger Lynn's got his Zoom call on Tuesday, so anybody can join his Zoom call.
yeah, I've been on one of them.
Yeah, 2:00 in the afternoon UK time, I think. But anyway, anybody can join. Go by. But he said that he started the instrument for himself, and then obviously developed it into a. So
Yep.
I'm sure that comment's right. That most engineers will do that, and hope that somebody else wants it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's the downfall of the product. We're not talking about this one here, but there are definitely, we've talked about this before on the show. There's definitely products that we've seen come across the news section, and we're thinking to ourselves, I don't get it. Or you haven't actually described it properly. Not the bullfrog. The bullfrog is simple. It's a simple product, but I think that's a different thing. It's like, how many different ways can we make a drum machine and then resell it and badge it and make it expensive?
Yeah.
It's getting annoying. How many drum machines are out there on the market that could do similar things to that bullfrog thing, right?
Yeah.
It's got a lot of competitors. That's not our problem. That's Erica's problem and Richie's problem. If he's going to be developing these things, he's got to think about the thing I liked about the other bullfrog things is I liked the semi-modular stuff about it. I thought it was definitely more attuned to sort of getting kids into understanding electronics and how that interacts with music and voltages, and to me they were sort of definitely more intuitive.
There's
I
an
felt.
obvious, it's a more obvious education route.
Yeah.
With drum synthesis, there's no drum synthesis. This is a sample player. Where's the education? There's nothing great to learn there. Not nearly as much as learning, semi-modular synthesizers.
Well, no, they demonstrated by
Totally
turning
different
a
keys.
knob and pressing a button.
and dancing around like a fool.
Yeah. The dancing was funny.
See, Daren, when you're going to do videos like that, mate, make sure that you leave all of your cables unplugged. So you're going to turn and press a button.
Yeah.
And hot faders. You got to have the hot faders.
The hot faders. I think we're due. Don't you remember that? Do you remember the synthesizer, the war, synthesizer wars? Do you remember that? That was years ago. I think we're due for a new one, like where they can just they can take the P155 out of some of the crazy things that we've had to put up with in the recent years, like the hot faders, like you said, Andy. It's my favourite, the hot faders.
Hey, Ranzee, can I? If we're done with this one, can I show something new real quick that showed up?
Yeah, sure. We're done.
Cool. Mike Matt Lane are into weird MIDI stuff. As not news to anybody. And so Akuto made this thing called the Chord Machine, and it was a Kickstarter from like 4 years ago. They finally showed up. Mike bought one for each of us, and he shipped it to me just before I went on the trip. And it's really well built. It's built like an OP1, Apple / Teenage Engineering build quality. And if I can hold it up here properly, I plugged it in so it would charge because it was low. But this is the interface here.
Oh, and I remember that thing.
So so these are your keys for the various modes you're in. This is your root note. Sorry, I'm backward here. This is your root note. You adjust thing here. This is your octave. Sorry, wrong side there. And then what's cool is these little corner things here. So right now it's in accordion mode. You can see the lights are all the same. They're all white.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go over here and do, this is piano mode, and you see there's a red and white.
Oh, it's gone black.
So you get 3 and then 2 and then 3 and then 2, just like a piano.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
and
quite
there's
cool.
Also there's also a this is a scale mode.
Oh, scale, yeah.
Oh, so I'm getting to strum. This is cool. Wait to see this.
Okay.
This is a scale mode, and then this is called tonnets. I don't know what tonnets means.
Yeah, I know what tonnets are. Yeah.
This is the tonnets mode. So you see that the lights change on the tonnets mode. Now up here you have this section, which is now it's in standard mode, and you can move this around while you're playing the keys to modulate stuff. But what I like is there's a strum mode here. If I can tap it right when I'm not looking at it. See that little bar comes up?
Yeah.
And now when you hold one of these down, let's hold one down. This is a crappy demo here.
Bars went away.
Yeah, now you can strum up and down there. And it has a thing called there's like a matrix mode for strum, and it can get really crazy strums in here. The more notes you hold down, the more
little
strummy bits you have.
Yeah, gotcha. So what was it called again? It was called the
like a 12
Akuto's a chord machine. And it's just this aircraft aluminum kind of, it looks like OP1 build quality, real sturdy. USB-C, and I forgot what the other thing is on the side, but it supposedly has some effects in it and some other stuff as well. It's not just a basic controller. I don't know how that works yet because I just turned it on, but I thought it would be kind of fun to show that because it's not just your standard. Because I have the various other things like obviously the omnichord, MIDI omnichord that has strumming and different scales and stuff on there you can tweak with, but the and the stuff made by Brad, what was that thing called? Brad worked on that thing, his first product from before he created the SP1200 clone, the S2400.
Yep.
I forgot the name of the product now. So that was one of his products. It did the strumming. It had a ribbon on it. It had multiple buttons, kind of like an omnichord. But
so we showed this not that long ago, Andy. So I don't know if you were at the show or not, but this was the video that we showed.
Oh, there you go. Cool. Yeah, they just started shipping about a month ago.
So Torso S1, that's pretty recent.
That video goes funny for a minute, but they showed this somewhere else. I think it was, like you said, it was about 4 years ago when they first announced it. I'm pretty sure they showed it.
We've been waiting for a while. Yeah.
Anyway, the thing that it's only like 300 and something.
It wasn't much. Yeah.
Is it made in Switzerland?
I don't remember.
There's something about Switzerland about it.
It's one of those things where it might say on the pamphlet here. It has one of these like fan fold thingies.
Yeah.
and I don't know. It says in here somewhere where it's made, but because it looks and feels like an OP1, it might even be Swedish. Who knows?
Oh, Swedish. Okay.
You never know.
But they weren't that
But it's-
expensive. I think they
it's-
were like 300, 400, US or something, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's really well built, and it's just designed again for noodling, experimenting, and stuff like that. It's not gonna.
So
It's not
I'm
gonna
keen on
make-
that.
Yeah,
So what's it called
that's-
again?
The
Akuto
Akuto chord machine.
chord machine,
What is-
AKUTO.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we showed it on Synth Geekery
Yeah.
episode 335, which is not that long ago. I think we're about 7 or 8 episodes ago.
Yeah, so they took a long time to ship. He said they kept announcing it. They're shipping soon. They're shipping soon, and then I forgot about it, and then finally they showed up.
Still on
So it's
pre-order
like-
here.
So they're still fulfilling all the orders from the Kickstarter, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why we've got everyone's attention, and Ian's looking up that on his internet. Why don't we do the second clue for the synth quiz?
Clue number
Ian's
2.
got his standard answer there. If you just keep guessing it, one day it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not today though.
Or not. This is your second clue, harmonics. So do enjoy that.
Oh, that's...
There we go.
Oh, dear.
Now, that's it for the news, and hopefully Ian's cracked his fingers and he's all ready to rock and roll, because we are going to do... Chris is going to tell us in a second.
On this day.
Welcome to the 2nd of May. We're starting in 1803. The United States purchased Louisiana Territory from France, doubling the country's size. The United States paid $15 million, which is not bad actually for half a country, and it gave them 828,000 square miles west of the Mississippi River. We then jumped to 1929. Billie Holiday, who was 14 at the time, that great jazz blues singer, I was going to say, and her mother were arrested for prostitution following a raid on a brothel in Harlem in New York City. We then jumped to 1936. Mr. Prokofiev's musical Peace from the Wolf premiered in Moscow. Now, in many other countries, Peace from the Wolf is in the public domain, except, of course, in the US, where the US Supreme Court in 2012 restored the copyright protection. But if you come over here, you can perform it for free. Also in 1936, born this day, British-American lyricist Tony Asher. He co-wrote 8 songs with Brian Wilson that appeared on the Beach Boys' 1966 album, including the brilliant God Only Knows and Wouldn't It Be Nice. He also wrote several songs with composer-arranger John Balhar for the Partridge Family. Now, I have to say, I really liked the Partridge Family at the time. I was a bit of a fan of the Partridge Family, and obviously they used it in their television shows.
I like Susan Day.
Also, sorry? Oh, yeah, no, Susan Day, definitely. Yes. I had the hots for her. Another story. Also in 36, born today,
Jane's on the phone.
English pop sing. What was that, Rand?
Jane's on the phone.
No, she's out. She's out shopping in town.
She just told me she's watching.
She's in your. Yeah. She knows. She's got a thing for somebody else. Too much information there. So, also born today in 1936 is the very wonderfully named pop singer, mainly here in the UK. I don't know if he ever made it over to the States. Engelbert Humperdinck. Now, I had to grow up with this because my parents loved this guy. His real name's. I can understand why he changed his name, because his real name was Arnold George Dorsey, and Arnold Dorsey doesn't really flow, does it? So anyway, he scored the 1967 UK #1 and US #4 hit with "Release Me," and had hits with "The Last Waltz." He did sell more than 150 million records worldwide. So good on you, Arnold.
I know it was a fake name. I thought for such a strange name, it had to be real. So
No, it's yeah.
Wow.
Born in 1946, is American singer, songwriter, actress, and activist Leslie Gore, who had the 1963 US #1 and UK #9 single with "It's My Party," which is absolutely brilliant. It was produced by Quincy Jones.
And I'll cry if I want to. No, just kidding.
Yep. Gore composed the song for the soundtrack of the 1980s. She also composed songs for the soundtrack of the 1980s film Fame, for which she received Academy Award nominations for Out Here on My Own. I don't remember that song. She wrote those songs with her brother Michael. Died in February 16, 2015, of lung cancer in New York City. Another born today, 1950, we've got Lou Gramm, singer-songwriter of English-American rock band Foreigner, who scored the 85 UK and US #1 single, I Want to Know What Love Is.
Great song.
They are one of the world's biggest selling bands, Foreigner, with an all-time worldwide sales of 80 million records. Not as many as Engelbert Humperdinck. Also born today, now we get into synthesizers, and I've got a personal story here. Born today, Joe Callis, synthesizer, keyboards, guitar for the Human League, 1981, #1 with Don't You Want Me, etc. But Callis had been a member of the Rosillos and wrote their 1978 hit Top of the Pops. And when he left the Rosillos, my mate John McLaughlin from York took his place because John became Kid Karupa, and he borrowed my Marshall 2B12 amp to do the audition. He never returned it, but he did pay me for it. Jump into 1952, John Cage Water music for solo piano was performed using a piano, a radio, a whistle, a water container, and a deck of cards, and it premiered in New York City. Good on you, John. No mushrooms were involved. Jump into 1963.
Live on YouTube. Yeah.
Can you? What, that actual performance?
He does on the Steve Allen show. Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, no, I need to check that out, actually. So in 1963, the Beatles scored their first UK #1 hit with From Me to You, written by McCartney and Lennon. The song's title was inspired by the name of the NME's, the New Musical Express, for those not in the UK, which is really no more. It's just a website now. But through my formative years, the NME and the Melody Maker were the weekly magazines that I used to buy regularly. It was from the NME's letter section. And although the single did not initially appear in the US Hot 100, it did give the band their first entry into the Billboard charts, peaking at a number 116 on the Bubbling Under ranking. It wasn't much longer after that we had Beatlemania in the States, was it? 1964, the Rolling Stones' debut album began a 12-week run at the top of the UK charts. Recorded at Regent Sound Studios in London, it was produced by their then manager Andrew Logue Oldham and Eric Easton. While the US version was released several weeks later, they swapped out I Need You Baby for Not Fade Away. It was the Stones' only American albums that did not place in the Billboard Top 5. Born today, 1965, Scottish musician and music video director Douglas Hart. Now, you might not know who Douglas Hart was, but he was in the Scottish alternative rock band, the Jesus and Mary Chain. The band's revolved around the brothers. It was a troubled relationship for the two brothers, William and Jim Reed. I've read a couple of books about the Jesus and Mary Chain. Their biggest commercial success, according to this, was their second album, Darklands, which I find really surprising because I would have thought it was Psycho Candy. I haven't got Darklands, but I have got Psycho Candy. Never got to see them in their heyday. Their shows were apparently completely bonkers, and they could be a riot. Anyway, Douglas Hart went on to form his own video company and directed over 80 music videos, including many for Creation Records. You can see the connection there because Jesus and Mary Chain was signed to Creation, but he worked with the Stone Roses, Baby Shambles, obviously Primal Scream, and Paul Weller. 1969, The Who gave a press preview of their new rock opera, Tommy, at London's Ronnie Scott's Club. good club if you're ever in London, Ronnie Scott's. I've been there once. It's a bit pricey, but it's a good night out. It was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1998 and has sold over 20 million copies. Listen to the Who Live at Leeds Deluxe Edition, because the second CD is a live version of them playing Tommy live, which is just amazing. Keith Moon's drumming on it is absolutely brilliant. 1972, some bloke called Bruce Springsteen auditioned for CBS Records A&R man John Hammond in New York. Springsteen played a short set for him in Hammond's office. He was so impressed that he arranged for a real audition that night at the Gaslight Club in New York for other Columbia executives. I'm sure that was a laugh, wasn't it? Anyway, Bruce did pass the audition. And as we say, the rest is history. Oh, that's a Beatles thing, isn't it? On this day, 1975, the Beatles' Apple Corps headquarters in Savile Row closed down. The Beatles had purchased the building for $500,000 on the 22nd of June in 1968, and Apple moved in on the 15th of July. Each of the Beatles had an office in the Georgian townhouse. There was a recording studio in the basement, which apparently wasn't very good, according to documentaries I've seen. And they had to get Abbey Road in to actually make it usable. That was down to Magic Alex, their so-called music guru. Anyway, so they did record much of Let It Be there, and obviously they played on the celebrated rooftops on the 30th of January 1969 when they performed their well-known set. Jumping to 1978, Kate Bush was in the UK charts with her debut album, The Kick Inside, which I have to say I still like. I still find it a good album. The album features the single Wuthering Heights, we know that, which peaked at number 3 and spent a total of 70 weeks in the UK charts. Also today, the Who's film Quadrophenia premiered in London, based on obviously the rock opera from 1973, starring Phil Daniels and a cast including Sting and Toyah Wilcox. Also on this day, 1980, Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 was banned in South Africa. Apparently because black South African schoolchildren adopted the song as an anthem protesting the apartheid regime inferior educational system. The government claimed that the song, particularly the chorus, "We don't need no education," incited riots and school boycotts. Good on them. 1980, post-punk pioneers Joy Division played their final show together at Birmingham University. The band had formed in 1976, recorded 2 albums, which were absolutely both really, really good. Production's really great by Martin Hannett. Before frontman Ian Curtis took his own life at 23, just one day after the group were due to depart for their first American tour. It was only 2 weeks after that last gig that he committed suicide. So moving swiftly on this day,
he had marital problems as well.
Good, he did. Yeah, I've read Deborah's book.
I have too.
It's a good read. Deborah Curtis's book, if you want to find out her side of the story, really. And I've read what Hookie said about it in his books as well. Also born today, English singer-songwriter Lily Allen, who obviously in 2006 had a #1 single with Smile. I have a soft spot for Lily Allen. I think she's a bit of a gob. I was going to say a gobshite, but maybe not. I don't normally swear, but anyway, that's as close as it gets. But she's a bit gobby, I'll give her that. All Right still sold over 2.6 million copies worldwide. She was nominated for a Grammy, a Brit Award, and MTV Video, and all that sort. And obviously, she is the daughter of UK actor Keith Allen. Do you guys know who Keith Allen is?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, right. And apparently his mum was a film producer, Alison Owen. Now, her book is actually a bit warts and all. And she didn't have a particularly good childhood with... Keith Allen disappeared quite early on in her childhood, and I can't remember who her stepfather was. Anyway, that's a different story. So jumping to 1989, a security guard was alerted alerted the police after a man wearing a wig, fake moustache, and false teeth walked into Zales Jewelers in California. 3 squad cars arrived and police detained the man, who turned out to be a Michael Jackson in disguise. More about Michael Jackson shortly, I think. Anyway, so...
I just saw the movie.
Oh, did you? Well, okay, all right. Well, you can tell us about that in a sec, because I won't be seeing the movie. So, jumping to 1989, English rock band The Stone Roses released their self-titled debut album. Somebody brought it in. I had a music shop at this time. Somebody brought it in. I have to say, I was completely underwhelmed by The Stone Roses, but other people loved them. That's okay. It was named the 5th greatest album by Q magazine, and it has sold over 4 million copies. So what do I know? 1991, Nirvana began recording their second album today, Nevermind, at the Southern California Sound City Studios with producer Butch Vig at the helm, and the budget was $65,000. The grunge pioneers soon made history with that era-defining album. I've got all 3 albums, and I do think that Nevermind is the best. It's the most pop album that Nirvana ever did. So 1991, the video for REM's song Losing My Religion was banned in Ireland because of the religious imagery, and it was seen as unfit for broadcast. At the 1992 Grammy Awards, Losing My Religion won Best Short Film. Now, I will say that I have only ever done karaoke once, and the song that I chose to sing at karaoke was REM's Losing My Religion, which I have to say was a complete car crash. I mean, thank God nobody filmed it, because I got through the first verse and then it really all went to pot. I mean, and it was so traumatizing that I have never done karaoke since, or ever will. So
that was you in the spotlight, losing your composure, was it?
Absolutely, that was me. I was there going, "Oh God, I'm making a complete crap. This is so crap." All my friends were laughing.
Just a dream,
obviously.
mate. Just a dream.
Yeah. Well, you see, it was a long time ago. It was back in 2012, and I am still traumatized by that incident. But so the thing there is, if you're going to go and sing it, practice it. I didn't. I just went, "Oh, I'll do that song." I had a couple of drinks at the time. So anyway, so jumping to 1992, little known UK duo Nirvana filed a suit against their American band called Nirvana, claiming that they had been using them since 1968. The dispute was settled out of court for an undisclosed sum. It's a pity. I'd love to know how much they got. But the British band did win the claim. But
I've never understood that. I have never understood that. How can a band in one country have claims to a band in another country?
It does happen, doesn't it? Because Suede over here was Suede UK in the States. Because there was another band
called
Yaz.
Suede. You had Yazoo, and over here it was still called Yaz.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I have upstairs at Eric's, it says Yaz on it. I didn't,
Yeah. But I mean, good on them for getting some money out of them, I would say. So 1997, Labour Party leader, slight sidebar, but we will get back onto music. Labour Party leader Tony Blair became the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. He was the youngest person to hold office since 1812. He played a Fender Stratocaster, badly, apparently, before messing up the UK for the next 10 years. And should be in jail for war crimes, apparently.
Among other things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's still going on. He's still trying to, screw. He's still trying to screw the country over. And I voted for him, at the time. Didn't know what I was,
We've all done it, Ian. We've all voted for someone that we don't like in the end.
So, 2005, on this day, Eric Clapton joined former Cream members Ginger Baker and Jack Bruce for the first time of 4 nights at London's Royal Albert Hall. 36 years after they split up, tickets were changing hands for over more than £500, which doesn't sound a lot of money in this day and age, but in 2005 it probably was. So the reason being that Clapton, aged 60, was said to have agreed because of the failing health of the other members of the band. I think Jack Bruce in particular wasn't very well at that time. And actually, Jack Bruce's solo work, I know he's long dead now, but it's definitely worth a listen He's a really good singer, but he's a really good songwriter as well. So jump into 2009. Bob Dylan mingled unnoticed with other Beatles tourists during a minibus tour of John Lennon's childhood home. He was one of 14 tourists to examine photos and documents in the National Trust owned home where Lennon grew up with his Aunt Mimi and Uncle George. Dylan was on a day off from his European tour, paid £16 for the public trip to the 1940s house in Woolton, Liverpool. And one more thing, we've got 2018 today. American singer Kanye West, now known as Ye, was widely criticised for saying slavery is a choice in an interview with TMZ, and it's got worse since then. But we'll leave that there.
Not. Not Ye.
Today's charts. I mean, here in the UK, we've gone back. We're back in love with Olivia Dean and Sam Fenton. We've got the number one album is The Great Divide by Noah Kahan. I don't know him, not heard it. Number 4 in the UK charts is the soundtrack album from the Michael motion picture, and number 5 is the number ones by Michael Jackson. The top film everywhere is Michael. I do not want to go and see a film about an alleged paedophile, and I'll leave it there. But I will be talking more about this in my podcast on Monday. Tell us what you thought of the film, Rans.
It was okay. I was kind of disappointed with. I mean, I know a fair bit about the guy. Like, for example, I'll tell you a couple of things that they didn't have in the film. So this is not a spoiler, but I just thought they should have put this in the film. Like, for example, there's quite a lot of knowledge about what happened during the "We Are the World" song. So that none of that was in the film at all.
19 pop.
No.
Yep. There was the Quincy Jones stuff in the film, but the "We Are the World" stuff completely not in there, and I thought that was interesting how they left that out. When he did "Beat It," and they got Eddie Van Halen to come in and do the guitar solo, that was never mentioned in there, and there was a big thing about that song in the movie. So I'm not going to give you away anything, but there was a big thing about that song, right? But not one mention to Eddie Van Halen, which I thought was quite sad, considering that the guy's passed, and really that's what made, in my opinion, that's what made that song better than what it probably was before they actually put it in there. If they didn't have the Eddie Van Halen solo in it, I don't think the song would have been any as good.
Yeah, it is. It's the main riff of the song, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I had the first 3 Michael Jackson albums. I don't own them now, and I don't listen to Michael Jackson's music because of the alleged stuff that he did with children. And I know he's never convicted, but that's because he had big, deep pockets and was able to pay. But so Michael is number one film everywhere.
I think the underlying message through the film, which kind of really peeved me off, was all about his dad being an arsehole to him. And I just kind of thought, okay, we get it. You had a shit dad. Heaps of us have had issues in our childhood, right? What's the big deal? So I thought it was a bit of a crybaby thing. I don't know. There was nothing.
He only did the solo. He didn't do that. Steve Lukather did that part.
Yeah, but the whole that big, solo.
The big riff, big solo is
that's actually makes the song. I feel
like the Toto guys are all over that stuff, like a lot of stuff back then. So.
Oh yeah. There was nothing about that stuff that you talked about in the film.
No, I know.
They completely left that out.
Because when they originally announced the film, they said it was going to be warts and all, and they had to rewrite the last third, because there is the original court case in 1993. There's a clause in there that the child can't be named, and he can't be portrayed in any film. So they had to rewrite it. And I mean, I know it only goes up to bad, doesn't it? The bad
Goes up to bad, yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think
if
they're going to do
a-
another one,
and
aren't they? That's what they were
If they
saying.
do another one, then it's all going to be about the court cases.
Yeah,
and all
has to be.
that sort of stuff. So I don't think it'll ever get made.
Mm.
You know, but it does seem to have been a bit of a whitewash in that sense. No pun intended there. Really. There's nothing else changed in the charts. Olivia Dean's back at number 1.
Yeah.
You know, it's all. I mean, come on, world. We need more interesting people to be number 1, singles and albums.
I was going to say, it sounds very, very, doesn't it? It's not exactly a variety.
No, it's not. It's just So Olivia Dean and Sam Fender have gone back up. You know, the most interesting album by the UK band last year has gone down. It's dropped out of the top 10, I think. Anyway, but that was this day.
Well, I've got one to add to it.
Yeah,
That's good, by the way, Ian. You always do a really good job with that, so thank you. Richard Drummy and Peter Cox, as you guys know, are from the great English band called Go West. And they made a song in 85.
Where's my wrench?
Actually, I think it was... Look, I think it might have been late April, but I think it qualifies as being this week anyway. And we'll talk about it as being this week. There's a song, I don't know if you guys have heard it. It's called We Close Our Eyes. And
I played it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if you haven't heard that song...
needed the wrench.
If you haven't heard that song for a long time, go listen to it again, because it is probably one of the synthiest 80s pop songs that you'll ever hear. Like, it's cliche.
It's very cheesy, too.
It's very
super
cliche.
cheesy.
So just listen
I have
to
the
it.
12-inch, my friend.
Yeah, listen to it just because of that factor. It's just like, oh, I know what that synth is, and oh, that sounds like that drum machine. So yeah,
I was playing in a covers band at the time, and we were doing Go West songs along with lots of other stuff. And I thought, well, I didn't have a sequencer. I thought, well, it's a really hard part to play that. And then we had, I saw him play it on the tube, and he played it live.
Yeah.
So I had to learn.
Oh, he's clever.
And I had to learn it by slowing it down and then getting it up to speed before I could actually. It took me ages. I couldn't play it now, but that's such a syncopated part, that synth part.
I reckon they might have invented the mullet too. Have you heard of the mullet?
Oh yeah, they did. There is a time when, I don't mind admitting this on here because there's nobody watching, is there? I had a mullet.
No. You had a mullet.
It is true that I did have a mullet. My wedding photos have me as a mullet. I'm never going to show you guys.
So Andy, do you know what a mullet is?
The hairstyle, right?
Yeah, the hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a significant part of the U.S. that still has mullets everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
crazy, isn't it?
This is the front part of the back.
Yeah.
In my
ridiculous.
defence, I didn't have a bad mullet. I had a short-ish mullet, but it was a mullet.
Well, I think Richard was the guy that sported the mullet, wasn't he? He was the mullet,
really,
the guitarist.
I saw Go West a few years ago. They were great.
Yeah, they're still touring, I think, aren't they?
Still touring, and he's still got, the voice is still great.
Yeah.
His voice is still superb.
Someplace the mullet never went out of style. I see them all the time.
I think they obviously they weren't famous for that song that I just mentioned. I think The King of Wishful Thinking was the song that really made them famous.
That was more famous.
Yeah. Because you hear that played quite, regularly on your popular radio stations. You'll still hear that song.
Film, wasn't it?
It's been multiple films.
It's a film soundtrack.
Yeah.
The 12-inch, did a 12-inch album of their first album, which had We Close Our Eyes on. That's a really good remix. I've got that somewhere.
Didn't Chris? You say you had the 12-inch? Yeah.
Yes, I have it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it has lots of. Because it's a 12-inch, of course, that's where you get all the extra synth parts.
You get the synth. Yeah,
exactly.
It is really synthy.
It's great.
It is really synthy.
Very synthy.
It's very synthy. Oh no, it's like it's pretty obvious when I look at it now, but I had kind of no idea. I just bought what I liked.
You knew you liked it, right? This is what I'm saying. When you look back at what you used to like when you were younger, and you think to yourself, "I now know why I like that." Like I used to. I look at Pink
I
Floyd
didn't know it was
for that exact reason. I look at Pink Floyd and go, wow, I know why I like Pink Floyd, because it has VCS 3s, it's got, you know, mini Moogs. Yeah, of course I like it.
It's the old saying, I don't know about art, but I know what I like, right? So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
by the way, Ian, here's the link to the John Cage thing. On the show, he called it Water
right.
Walk. And he walks across the stage and engages all the parts. So
Right, brilliant. I'll watch that later.
Cool. Right, now, second clue we've done. Third clue, let's go to Synth Quiz Central. Here we go. We are going to do the third clue. Here we go. Bang, there it is there. Separation. Don't be too hasty, you know. Give the missus a chance. Put your guesses in. You've got your 3 clues now, people.
you could call it a secret separation. You know that song by The Fix?
I don't know if I do know that song.
I know the Fix. I've got a Fix album somewhere. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Band.
Chris has got the Sherman filter bank going. Okay, that's a bit left field, that one. Patch Cable Bot's got your guess. That's a good start. What have we got? One person
I always
guessing.
fancied a Sherman Bank.
Wagoo doesn't want to play this week because he's angry.
Oh,
He got angry.
He doesn't do anchor.
did something go wrong last week? I missed it. Did he have a fit?
Yeah. He wasn't pleased, was he? He wasn't best pleased last week.
He wasn't pleased.
Correction.
He doesn't know the answer. he hasn't Googled it yet.
Yeah. Oh. It's from Leeds. I don't think he would Google it, would he?
Yeah.
I've got.
Oh, that's an interesting guess. That one. Wow.
The Oscar. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's let those guys.
I have no idea.
Let's let those guys keep guessing, and I think in the meantime we'll do this. Indeed. That's not the right one. Let's refresh. There we go. Sorry, it must have cached it from last week. Have a look at this. This is actually the ARP synthesizer prototype. This is a 16-voice electric piano keyboard.
Oh, we had this before on here.
Yeah, we have.
Years ago.
This is back on. So obviously someone wants to get rid of it again. I don't know if it's the same one though, Andy. Maybe there was more than one of these made. I'm not sure. But could be wrong. Do you guys want to have a little bit of a closer look at this? For those who don't know what it is, I guess. So they did. Was this the first thing they made? I don't know if it was the first thing they made. I guess we'll find out in a sec when I. No, that's not the right link. I'm a stupid boy. Why do I get the wrong link? I thought I clicked on that. Ah, there we go. Okay, let's go to here. And let's go to here. Make it full screen. There we go. Why is it still showing all that tab bar up there? Go away. That's a really crusty looking thing. Look at it. It is a piano, really, isn't it? That's what it is. It's an electric piano. By the way, this company, Tone Tweakers, you guys know them. They have a lot of used, expensive gear. Nice footprint there.
Yeah, yeah. It's in a garage.
I think that's the original catalog photo, isn't it?
Mm.
Does anyone know about the history of digital pianos? Because I mean, that would have to be surely one of the earliest digital pianos. I'm not sure. Or electric pianos.
I mean, it's 36 grand for something that's not working.
Oh, it's not digital; it's electric. It's a one of a kind. We should ask. Well, Steve would be able to ask. What's her name? The up lady. Mental blank.
Dina.
Dina.
Dina, yeah.
I wonder if she has any idea what this thing. Well, she'd know someone that would know what this thing's worth. So they're actually saying here.
Robbie will see you next week, won't he? Because she's going over to the Super Bowl.
Uninspected, strictly as is, understanding that whoever ends up with it will likely know that it has. They'll need to get it properly restored by a qualified professional. So it's pretty much. We have no idea if it works or not. There's no guarantees that this can be restored, and the original owner has already passed away. So there you go. That's a bit sad, isn't it?
36 grand.
36 grand US, 50,000 Aussie, if you're wondering, Chris. Yeah, a lot of little bars that is. Now, just hold on to that idea of that price right now. And you could, with the same amount of money, buy this.
Telling me, dream.
That's a steal.
What the? I mean, I go on eBay and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll have a look for some synths. Yeah. What the hell?
Well, it looks
crazy?
vintage.
This thing is live on eBay right now. Serious. It's absolutely.
And the trouble is,
I have this.
The Microkorg XL isn't the best Microkorg out
It's
there.
the worst
either.
one. It's the worst
It's
one.
the worst one.
Because it doesn't have the
Actually,
editing.
I have that version. Yeah.
You can't edit the parameters on it.
No.
The plastic molding on the edges is very cheap.
Yeah.
It's worth 50
It's
grand.
the only one we had.
I was going to say,
we had one came back.
Do you know what? If this is really worth 50 grand, all of us right now are licking our lips and rubbing our hands together because all of our synths, we've hit the jackpot, guys. Oh my God. Yeah. I feel like pressing that button again. Is that the worst case of stupidity I've ever seen? I don't know. It's pretty bad. This one is actually in
Has he just added a few extra zeros by mistake?
Do you know where Vincentia is, Chris? It's in Australia, apparently. Vincentia. I've never, ever heard of Vincentia. Is that where Vincent lives?
And he probably had the keyboard replaced on
Is
the
it very, very hot there?
It's in New South Wales,
Might have
apparently.
gone to his head.
Apparently, it's in New South Wales, near Jervis Bay or Jarvis Bay, however you want to pronounce it, which is basically Nowra, which is south of Sydney, heading down the coast.
Oh, Nara.
He had sunstroke when he was putting it on.
That's where
Mate, he had more than
that's where Nookie's
sunstroke.
from. Nookie's from Nara.
I think he was
on Triple
stroking
J.
something, that's for sure, Daren. Stroking the pud. Anyway, the next thing is the ProMars. We talked about the ProMars last week. And I thought, I've got to show you guys the ProMars. So yeah, the ProMars is there. Now, I mean, I'm a big fan of the ProMars. I love the sound of the ProMars. And I also love the sound of its big brother, the Jupiter 4, which is basically a 4-voice version of the ProMars.
Yeah, I love the Jupiter 4 too.
It's a great synth. I love this. And honestly, $2 grand, $2.5 grand is actually a pretty decent price. This one's located in Tokyo. You can still get quite a lot of these synths in Japan. They're still floating around. But there you go. ProMars is kind of like, I'm trying to get myself out of the organ days and I'm trying to turn into a bit more of a modern synth. That's kind of where it sits, isn't it? But there's a lot of editing on it. Like you think about it, it's got memory patch storage, plus it's got all the, VCF, VCO. It's got a cool arpeggiator on it too. There you go. Wooden size. No MIDI. Nor MIDI. Anyway, Pro Mars.
Who needs MIDI?
Okay. I feel like I need to pause right now. I've got one more to show. But
Okay.
before I do, I need to go back to Synth Quiz Central. That's not that. There it is there. Okay, we are going to reveal the answer to the quiz. But before I do, I have to stop, obviously, the quiz from running because we've got enough votes, I feel. So let's do that. You better get quick because I'm about to stop the quiz. Here we go. We're going to stop the quiz. There we go. All right. Now, we are going to show quiz entries. So we can get some numbers. Here we go. And then I can show you what the actual... So we've got... we go with the RMI harmonic. We've got Awkward Teeth Hair and Productions with the King Korg. Droigan with the Moog Muse. Half God, Half Beast with the Oscar. And Chris with the Sherman Filter Bank, I think it meant to say. Okay. The answer to the quiz is the Oscar.
Threw it away.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, the Imp Oscar? No, not
So,
the Oscar. The original Oscar.
the winner is Half God, Half Beast. Becky's won it.
Yeah.
Yay. Congrats.
Did I do that? Yeah, I did that correct. Good. There we go. So now we have the leaderboard. Where's my little command list? I always forget the commands. Quiz leaders is what I'm looking for. Quiz leaders. So chatbot will tell us what the quiz leaders are in a sec. Quiz leaders, the top 5 are Wagoo on 2. Bicky is also on 2. So they're equal top. Lady Aptitude's in there with 1 and Steve Smith's there with the other. So there you go, guys. Well done, Bicky.
Yeah.
Now, because I've revealed that, I can now show you what the last Price Watch entry is. And yes, it's an Oscar.
Yay.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of poetic almost, the way I did that. But yeah, the Oscar. Would you pay $7,000 for an Oscar, guys? I don't know about that.
No.
Well, would you pay 36 grand for... No, 60 grand for a Korg. So...
I'd buy the Behringer.
Yeah. All right, so we do have the Behringer. Dear me. This is the synth with all the sections with the massive, huge thing to separate the
Bump
sections.
stops.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's actually a smart idea because you can stack them and not damage the knobs. So
Yeah, but look at just the sides of it. It all kind of
Comically
has the same
large.
thing. It's a very intriguing design, I think, this thing. Okay, so if you guys were wondering where those things were, so clue number 1 was the filter distortion. There it is there. Then you had the clue number 2, which said harmonics, which is there. Harmonics, right there. And what was the third one? Clue number separation. Separation is over here. There it is there. Under the filter. So if you're wondering, what is separation? What does that do? Is a really good question. I can tell you. When my thing loads, separation is the knob that lets you physically separate the cutoff frequencies with its dual 12 decibel filters to create distinct vocal light formant peaks. That's what it does.
Oh, yes.
There we go. Good job.
Poles.
Separates the two filters, as Becky says. Yeah. Fantastic. All right. There we go. We shall head back to us and formally finish all the sections so we can go bang. Saturday Sonority time, guys. We are through everything. So does anyone want to discuss anything? I didn't set any topics this week. So
yeah, I was going to say, I don't want to keep getting, I think it's on YouTube as well. The advert, I think it's for, is it Sono Studio or something? Where you get someone saying, I want a guitar, and they go, a-ding-a-ding-a-ding, and then they click on the guitar, and then it, have you seen anyone seeing this?
no.
I've seen that. I have seen that. Yeah. I didn't pay much attention to it, to be fair.
Well, it keeps coming up, so there's different people. So I think there's a female doing, a track, and then some guy doing a track, and I was like, I can't make my mind up what I think about it, because obviously, basically, as we use the word AI run, because they hum basically what sort of tune that
That's
they want, and then they
right,
click
yeah.
on
Yeah.
and decide on whether they want a guitar, and then they type in a pulsing guitar and a trance thing. But basically, it's just following that sort of groove that they've done.
It's interesting, actually, because, I didn't say this earlier, but one of the things I have done this week is I spent half a day looking at AI models for singers. These models, one of them is the IK Multimedia Resing, which wasn't great, and another one. The idea being that I thought it'd be quite cool if I'm writing a song for a female voice, for me to sing it and then, pitch shift it and then turn it into a female voice. That doesn't work very well. I tried that. It works great if you've already got a female voice, and then you want to try it in a different voice.
But gender
that
bending
works.
it can't do.
Yeah, but it didn't sound natural. It didn't sound right. And even for a demo, I wouldn't have stuck with it really. So I think that technology will get there, but we're not there yet. Now,
But
is
what-
that okay? Is the question? Is it okay for me to sing my own song, my own melody, and then have an AI female voice and put that out as a single or an album? Is that okay? Because it's one step away from.
Yeah, that's well. You're singing, so it's your lyrics, your tune. This was more because they hummed the groove they wanted, and then they typed in.
Right,
so if they wanted the guitar, then they typed in what the guitar they wanted. So, like I say, a pulsating trance guitar, which then it put it in, sort of following their groove of their hum or whatever they did. And I'm like thinking, we wasn't on about the AI music, but how do you like that or do you not? And I can't make my mind up about it, because I was thinking, I've sat here doing some of my live stuff. I've got the groove in my head and I'm trying to get it down, and so I'm spending hours or whatever to try and come up with this, whether it's getting some samples, chopping them up to create what I want or whatever. And then I was watching this advert that came up every so often and it's like, but are they actually doing anything? They're giving the groove so that what they're humming or, doing the beats, they're giving, but then they're telling it what they actually want. So they're not going looking for it. So I'm a bit stuck on, is that good or is that bad?
Yeah,
almost
I'm not
sounds
into
a bit
that. The
too
vocal
AI,
thing is
doesn't
not bad if you're just getting a vocal out of it that you wrote and you're singing.
Yeah.
Like I use the TC Helicon Voice Live 2 and as a female voice mode on it, and you can get pretty convincing female voice out of that from just singing into it. But that's just a processing thing, not obviously AI. But at least you're actually singing it. It's your notes, your ideas and stuff. And you're just getting a female voice to do it, like you hire a singer.
Like I say, this is...
Yeah.
You might if you do see it come up, I think it's called Suno Studio or something.
I think
like
you're
that.
right. It is.
It's an AI
Yeah,
thing.
it is.
Well, Suno's been around for a while. Yeah, that's
It has. Yeah. I mean, I one of the things I did try as well. I did a vocal track which was pitchy, and I hadn't fixed it. Just a rough demo, and changing that into a different male voice, it was still pitchy. So you know if you put crap in, you're going to get crap out. Really. So he didn't do anything to actually make it better.
I'm just actually looking at the site now.
Yeah, it's the adverts they were doing, because I was just thinking, I know you've hummed the tune in, but the AI has chose, you've typed in what you want, and it's basically now, and they were just loading it onto track, then loading on track, then they went, I want some drums, and then they put in breakbeat, and it came up in that like sort of groove that they sort of hummed in or in, and I was like, I've spent hours trying to get mine. And they just basically typed in.
Yeah.
The one I used for the Synth Geekery intro was UDIO, if you guys are wondering, ages ago when I did it. And back then they had it so that you could go in and you could create whatever you want, give it lyrics, all that sort of stuff, and you could just download. The best quality you could get was like an MP3 file, so it was really rubbish. Actually didn't do a bad job. I'll admit I was quite accepting of it, but then they pulled the whole download thing, so you can't get the download now. So you can't you can create stuff on here, but you can only listen to it on your browser. I don't know if I can't remember how long ago I checked that. It was probably about a month or two ago. So they may have changed it again, but as far as I know, they've stopped the downloads. But you could just any sort of audio recorder that records your computer audio, you could play it in your browser and record that, so you're still getting it if you wanted to. I don't know if it's breaking their terms, though. One of the things that I was kind of concerned with was these voices are created. Are they unique, or are they a copy of someone's voice?
Well, it's interesting that, because ADI was the other one I tried, and they had a whole load of voices. Because it was free, you could only use limited voices. But one of the voices was the model was Ava, and she sounded like is she from Norway? But the singer, I've forgotten her name now. But there's this pop singer, and it just sounded like her. So the intonation of her,
the one that sang with Vangelis, that lady.
No, I don't know. No, I wouldn't. She's not that old.
No, that wasn't that long ago. It was I know one of his later albums.
Let me find a song by her, and then I can tell you what her name is. Because I actually wanted to go see her. Think of a song. Kill My Vibe is one of them.
Think of a song.
Bjork is 12. James.
Yeah.
She looks like it, doesn't she?
She has some mind. She has the voice of a 12-year-old.
Sigrid. Yeah, so that's who I thought you were talking about.
Okay.
I'm
pretty sure she.
Oh, right,
I'm pretty sure she sang something with Vangelis before he passed. Yeah.
Yeah. Her first album's great. I've not listened to the second album, but first album was really good.
Oh, that's
it just sounds like Sigrid.
Rant's from Stranger Things.
Was
Track
it
from Stranger Things soundtrack?
I don't know.
it's the Vangelis
I'm trying to think.
Sigrid.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what it was. Yeah.
I don't want to do. Ring any bells?
Nah.
If it doesn't, then it's my singing.
No, it's not your singing. I just don't know it that well. I just know it's more the fact as opposed to the sound. Does that make sense?
This week, Taylor Swift has tried to. She's copyrighted her sound, doesn't she? Her voice. This week is Taylor Swift, because I noticed that came up, and rightly so, because I'm sure there are AI songs that sound like Taylor Swift.
Well, didn't she? Because she split with the record label, and then she re-recorded all those albums so that she could
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
get the.
Yeah.
And as a
But
result
that-
of that, she loses all that protection those record labels would have had on her.
Well, I'm not so sure.
intellectual
That's
property.
the case. That was about because her songs might get used in films and things like that, and she could then get the revenue from those films by re-recording them. She owns the copyright of those records. She actually has bought them all back now, apparently. So it was Scooter Braun was the guy that sold them out from under her. She
Yeah.
fell out with him.
Yeah.
And then she started re-recording her albums, but she has
Underlined
got
him.
she's bought them because they were, the hedge fund that bought them
basically.
was losing money because she was there. She was re-recording all her big songs.
She outfoxed them.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
there's a
and
song.
so
I think
songs were-
Okay, you win.
the album 1989, which is it's basically an album about her birth year, and about her life. There's a song on there, Style, I think it is, really popular song, right? That she quite a big hit of hers. Have you ever listened to the two different versions? So you got the Taylor version and the
not that
non-Taylor
one,
version.
Not that one, but I have Speak Now. Speak Now is my favourite album, and Red, and I have compared them. Those,
Yeah,
they're pretty
so
close.
they're pretty close, but her voice is different. That's the thing that the music sounds the same, almost
Yeah, it does.
identical. I think some of the guitaring and things are slightly different.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. There's some nuances, and
Grown.
there's a whole bunch of fan talk about it. This is the saying. I prefer the Taylor version. We love the Taylor version because it's about her and we support her. And then other people are saying, well, musically, I don't know. I kind of like the earlier one because that's when she was feeling it. Maybe we didn't
on my
feel her sort of singing it for the second time. She wasn't really in the same headspace. There's this sort of talk, right?
I certainly didn't feel that. I mean, I've got Taylor's version on my Apple Music, and in fact, I bought Taylor's version of Speak Now not that long ago. It came with the second CD of because there's loads of extras, loads of other songs that there's loads of demos and things. Which is quite interesting to listen
the thing
to.
I like about her though is she's going around helping other artists get to places now. So like if you look at Sabrina Carpenter, she helped her. She helped Gracie Abrams.
Gracie Abrams is supporting London.
Yeah. So and there's another one that I can't think of the name of it now that's starting to come out quite big. Off the top of my head, can't think of it. But there's a third one, and she also helped her. And there was something about her playing guitar with her when she was younger. I don't know. There's all these kind of stories that are coming out, and they're all true. So she's confirmed them. So I like that. I like hearing that sort of stuff. Because you get other artists who they don't want to give out any idea of what instruments they use, what type of recording studio they went to, everything. They want to keep it all secret because they don't want people to copy their sound or copy some of their techniques.
Yeah. I was going to say they don't want to spoil the magic.
Yeah. Well, there's some cases that there's reasons why they keep it secret.
Mystique.
Because it's probably not them doing it. It's probably someone else,
I mean, I have to say, I don't like everything from Taylor, but I like.
No, you're not me either.
Folklore was okay. Wasn't great, I'll be honest. I've not listened to the Poets Society one.
Yeah,
much.
that one I didn't like.
I like
that
the
much.
single. Thought the single was okay. It had an earworm. It did grow on me.
Yeah. It's funny because there's songs that you hear on the radio if you accidentally turn it on, and they might play a Taylor song, and you think, actually, I don't mind that song now. I didn't like it before, but I like it now. It's kind of weird.
Easy listening.
It's not easy listening. It's just kind of like maybe it grows on you, Chris.
Become part of
Yeah.
Or it's part of the zeitgeist. It's just part of our kind of, zeitgeist. It's part of the culture.
The mood that you're in,
It
maybe.
starts to become sort of bedded in.
Yeah.
No, I just think it's because everything references everything else. Even by osmosis, you're influenced by Taylor's music, even if you don't know it, because of someone being influenced by someone being influenced by someone by someone.
Yeah.
Then it all kind of pollinates around, and as I said, comes to the zeitgeist.
I mean, she's a bloody good songwriter.
That's all.
I mean, like I say, I don't like everything, but there's certainly more than enough there for me.
Well, there's a lot of people who say they didn't like her country stuff earlier.
I'd not heard the first album, the country album. I have Fearless, which is the second album, and that's you were saying about songs that I listened to Fearless at first, and I had the CD for a long time, and then I stuck it in the car when I had a car with a CD player.
Yeah,
and that's where I learned to really get to know the songs. And it's a good album, but it took me a long time to get to it, really.
For me, it's obviously she's got clever people around her and they're good musicians and things like that. That it's not too hard to do that. There's plenty of good musicians in the world, but for me, it's a skill to be able to write the lyrics. That she's actually quite clever with the way she writes lyrics and the way she then portrays the lyrics in the way she sings. And if you go through a lot of her albums, she doesn't sing the same way. Every single song she uses all these different techniques, and all I feel like a lot of artists do suffer from that problem where they start to sound, every album starts to sound similar, and they lose a bit of their individuality, where she seems to be reinventing herself vocally quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the last album, the Poet Society album, didn't she go back to writing with Max Martin, who she'd done some of the earlier stuff with?
The country guy.
He's not a country. Isn't he Swedish?
Okay. So, are you talking about
the
1989 guy? Because I don't know who Max Martin is.
Yeah, well, so Max Martin, because he's, Swedish record producer and songwriter. He did Baby One More Time with Britney.
That guy. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
And he came out of the Swedish... There's a really good book that I've got called "These Song Makers," about the Swedish Mafia. Not the Swedish Mafia were actually a group of particular dance producers, but there was them, and there was a guy before
Swedish House Mafia.
Yeah, and I've got an album by them. They're pretty.
Yeah,
good.
1989. That's the guy.
That's the one he did.
Yeah.
Dennis Pop, because before him was Dennis Pop, and he was so Dennis Pop is Swedish. He did things like what's that? Ace of Base and stuff like that. So he found Ace of Base, and Max Martin, Dennis Pop took him under his wing, I think was the story. And they worked together for quite a few years. Dennis Pop's now dead. But,
he produced that song I was just talking about, Style.
Yeah, right.
So that's him behind that.
That's
because it's got that sequency sort of synthy thing to it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's done Avril Lavigne, Jessie J, Pink.
No wonder she's going back to him, because that was her biggest album, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say I think that's about hits.
Right. I do too. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
is there country music in Australia? Yes, there is. It's actually really big. It's kind of it's really similar to the UK country scene, which is it's probably like it's all stemming from the
dancing here.
Probably stems from the US, right? So it's probably all just
it does. Yeah,
it's all just the US in different flavors. There's a place in New South Wales called Tamworth, and that's kind of like the big country location for country music. They have country music festival there every year. There's a lot of recording.
You guys have mechanical bulls there in the bars and stuff?
Oh, yeah. All of that's there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I actually lived not far from Tamworth. So I used to live a couple of hours drive from Tamworth, and we used to drive up to the Tamworth Music Festival in the 90s. It was huge. At that stage, it was like... what was that guy that used to be married to Nicole Kidman?
Keith Urban.
Keith Urban, right? So he was, he was kind of a thing, and then there was I think at the time it was Billy Ray Cyrus. That was kind of like the big song that was going around the world. It was a massive, huge country
Achy
hit.
Break Your Heart.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I'm just looking. Max Martin has written the last 3 singles with Taylor Swift from Life of a Showgirl.
Yeah.
So,
And they're
so
good.
that's why she's gone back to it. They are good, yeah.
They
I
are.
mean,
They're good.
Opalite was a really good song.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, she
I remember a
she
line
does
from
well
a
with
movie.
him.
The guy goes, "There are 2 kinds of music: country and western."
Yeah. I remember
And we
that.
played
That's
both
good.
types. Yeah.
We played both
Yes,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I played a venue in Hull once. You know the Blues Brothers where they've got the grill
Yeah.
over
The chicken wire.
and I played it.
Yeah.
We weren't a country act. We were a pop duo really doing chart stuff, but we played this country club in Hull, and they had that down. And he said, "Do you want us to put the cage down? Well, we need it. What do you, mate? You know."
Have you actually watched the Blues Brothers again, like more recently?
Not recently, no.
You have to do it. It's kind of because you've got this romantic memory of the movie, right?
I've got the DVD.
Do you know what I
somewhere.
mean? You've got and
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
everyone remembers the chicken wire scene. Everyone remembers the Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder thing, playing at the music store.
Ray Charles, isn't it?
Yeah. And then
Aretha Franklin.
And then there was the 4,000 police cars that got wrecked at the police chase.
Yes.
Yeah. It's quite a bonkers movie. You got to watch it again. It's really bonkers.
He makes a lot of
It's a
crazy
classic.
stuff. So.
Yeah.
I've got that, and I've got it's 2 DVDs together. I've got that, and I've got the Blues Brothers 2000, which I've never watched because somebody said it's absolutely appalling.
It is. It's shit.
I
I have a feeling
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
I've
it is.
done it.
All right, I'm not even going to bother then.
Yeah. Because wasn't Dan Aykroyd in? Yeah, Dan Aykroyd was
Mission
in.
from God.
I think Dan Aykroyd might have been in the second one.
Was he?
I can't remember.
Because Belushi was dead by then. wasn't
Belushi
he?
was dead by then. Yeah.
I used to have in the car the tape of the Blues Brothers live because there was all that story of them going on tour before the film came out and just gigging as a proper band. It's really, really good album. And it's just called the Blues Brothers Live. It's absolutely fantastic.
When I was a kid, I had the 45 for Rubber Biscuit.
Rubber Biscuit's great. It's the only one because obviously Dan Aykroyd can't sing for Toffee, but he can do Rubber Biscuit really well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What do you want for nothing? Rubber Biscuit?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
That was good, wasn't it?
By the Chips. Have you ever heard the original? Because the original's great. By the Chips.
Dan Aykroyd plays more serious roles, like towards in his later years, and he was quite. He played these quite sort of aggressive, violent sort of roles, didn't he? When as he got he sort of got out
Well,
of
in real
comedy.
life, he's a nut. He's got alien guys. I went into like alien conspiracy stuff and UFO stuff. He's really wacky. He has that really cool Crystal Skull vodka, though. Have you seen that? Because of the classic, the Crystal Skull they found people were claiming that that was also an alien artifact. So he actually has a bottle in the shape of a crystal skull that he has high quality vodka in it. That's his company. And so he's way into the whole thing. He loves vodka. He loves aliens. He loves wackiest archaeology stuff. And,
I think it's a thing now, isn't it? The celebs are doing their own drink label. Like I remember watching Jimmy Carr the other day. I was watching Jimmy Carr, and he's got his own. He's got his own scotch or something, or brandy. I don't know. There's something he's got. And then who was the other one that I was watching? That it was the guy that started
the vodka.
The guy that what's the guy that did the English football team? The American guy that bought the English football team. The Welsh one. Wexford. Wrexham. That's it.
Wrexham.
What's the American guy's name?
There's 2 of them. There's
film actor, isn't it?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. He's got his own.
I forget the.
He's got his own drink label as well. So I was talking about that, and there's like these little sort of, cheeky little sort of plugs during that whole Wrexham series. I couldn't watch that much of it. It bored me to tears, to be honest. But I watched a bit of it.
I watched a bit at the beginning.
It got really boring. But yeah.
Well, they did own a bit of share in Formula One, didn't they? In Alpine.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Alpine.
Oh yeah, they did.
Can I
too.
just say that,
I don't know.
this is just water. It may look different, but
Yeah,
it's just
of course
water.
It's
You're allowed to
classy
have a
water.
vodka if you want, mate.
Yeah, you could drink on. There's nothing against YouTube rules about drinking on. Oh, my
No, that's
skin
true,
stopped.
but I very rarely drink anyway. So
I'll tell you what I did the
Although
other
there's
day. Speaking of drink, right? We went in the pantry and for some reason there was like a whole bunch of red wine bottles pushed to the back of the pantry. We'd forgotten about them, and stupid us is we never laid them down, right? Because you're supposed to lay them down.
Yeah.
And for some of them they were fine because they were only like 3 or 4 years old. They were fine. We just drank them. That was fine. But there was this bottle of Merlot there, and Merlot's a type of grape. And it was 2017, and I'm thinking, oh, geez, that's getting close to being on the dangerous side of being a bit. Yeah. And so what ends up happening if you leave them standing up, they layer. Exactly what Andy said. So the top layer will be your vinegar layer, and then the middle layer will just be kind of like this sludgy, watery sort of crappy tasting wine, and right down the bottom would almost be this fortified, almost like a port, right? And so we cracked open this bottle of Merlot, and it went like, oh, this is gonna be interesting.
That's not a good sound.
So I poured the first cup because I knew it would be vinegary. I poured the first cup for myself, and then I shared it with a few other blokes, and the guy that got the last bit out of the bottle, he's like, "Oh my god, this tastes amazing! This is sweet." And it's like, "What's this? Show me the label." I'm like, "Mate, you don't have any idea what you've just done. You've just drunken basically fortified port."
Yeah.
It was hilarious because you can't see because the bottles are like dark, right?
No.
But it is exactly what Andy said. Like, my cup was like vinegar, and this other bloke, he was like, "Yeah, where do I buy this?" So yeah, kids, lay your wines down. Don't leave them standing up in your pantry.
Were you supposed to rotate them every so many years or months or whatever it is? I forgot.
I don't think it matters too much if you don't rotate them, but yeah, I mean that would help. I think you could get
the
away
real
with it.
snobs get into that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't drink wine, but Jane drinks wine occasionally. But when we left Yorkshire, there was like 20 bottles of wine, and my daughter-in-law works in the wine industry. And we said, these are really quite old. What should we do with them? She went, put them down the sink.
Yeah.
So we literally 20 bottles. We just poured them out and threw them out.
Yeah. Because I mean, if it's just average wine that you know,
it was nothing.
It's
special,
not worth keeping. Yeah.
And I don't drink the stuff anyway. Occasionally, if I'm at a party, I might have a glass of white wine, but I don't like red wine. It doesn't agree with me.
Well, I mean, there's a really famous wine that is made in Australia called Grange or Grange Hermitage. You've probably all heard of it. They're thousands of dollars a bottle, and it's all over the world. It's made by this company called Penfolds, right? And they're based in South Australia. And when I was a kid, I actually went to school with one of the sons of the Penfolds family. Anyway, long story short, I've got a Penfolds bottle I got it given to me as a gift, and I've had it since I reckon the late 90s. It's a long time ago, this wine. And every time I've got friends who come over, I've got some friends who are real big wine heads, right? They know a lot more about it than me. I always show it to them and they're like, "Oh, you might want to hang on to that one, mate." And I'm like, "Why? What's so good about it?" "Well, if you open it, it'll taste nice." But most people who've ever had Grange, they're like, it's not like the most fantastic tasting wine you've ever had. It's more about the stigma behind the fact that you're drinking, every glass is like a few $100. Yeah. And you're literally putting a few $100 down your gob every time you're drinking it. And yeah, so apparently this one that I've got is worth about $4,000. This bottle. Wow. Yeah, it's crazy to think that a bottle of wine can be worth that much money. And I've got to give it to me as a gift.
What's the really popular one down? Is it Shiraz or Syrah?
Shiraz. Yeah.
Shiraz. Okay.
Yeah, you guys have got Shiraz in Los Angeles in the the vineyards.
We got everything here.
Yeah. You guys have got Shiraz. Actually, I don't mind the Californian Shiraz. It's quite nice.
I mean, I've had bottles of wine that were $120, $130 a bottle, and it was like, you know.
Yep.
Sometimes it just doesn't justify the cost. Like, there's Opus One, the really famous vineyard. It's a beautiful setting.
Yeah.
It's partly Baron Rothschild and Mondavi got together, and they're easily $120 a bottle or more, and it's just not that great, you know. It's just, they have a reputation, but I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, they're all different types of grapes. Like I was saying, Merlot. One of my favorites is a grape called Grenache, and it's because it's a little bit wetter. Like a lot of people in Australia, they love the Cabernet Sauvignon grape. You know, Cab Sav we call it for short. Typical Australian. But I don't like it as much because it's quite a sort of trying to dry. It really sort of touches.
Just
the
call
roof
them
of your
Cab
mouth.
here. Cabs.
Yeah, Cabs. Yeah,
Stringent,
Cabernet.
Yeah.
Whereas I like the Grenache. Grenache is more of a wetter grape, and it's actually really quite an enjoyable red wine. A lot of people who don't drink red wine, if they were to try Grenache, that'd be like, actually, that's not too bad. You know, that's kind of where it's at. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of, because I was brought up in South Australia, which is got the biggest one of the biggest wine industries in the world. They're called the Barossa. And you know, if you talk to any wine people around the world, you obviously, you know, you've got your French wine regions and your German wine regions. You've got the Californian wine regions. Barossa is literally one of the biggest in the world, and people are sought after. So, because I was living in the area, we used to go down there all the time. I had kids that I went to school with, as I said before, that own wineries, and used to hang out with them. And so you kind of, I don't know, like you kind of get used to it. Like I guess, like if you lived in Scotland, you'd probably get used to whiskey, or do you know what I mean? Like there'd be just those sort of things. It's just one of those things. But where we live here, Chris, we kind of we're more of a gin. Perth is more of a gin place, isn't it? They like their gin here.
It's becoming a bit more of a gin place. Yeah, distilleries are definitely on the increase.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. The French always
regions where you're
get
living,
snobby about their wine, their vines and stuff like that. Like, oh, it's the French is the best stuff and all that stuff. But when they had a blight, I forgot how many decades ago it was. It was a long time ago. They the Vinus vinifera grapes in France got nailed by this blight. So they started grafting Vitis californica rootstocks and Vinus vinifera on top of that. Yeah, and that saved their industry supposedly. So the California native grapes are hardy, and their rootstock basically made that survive. France was really hurt hard by the blight. It's kind of funny.
I actually really like French wine. It's different taste. Like once you start drinking all the different locations, that you will taste the difference. It's actually quite remarkable. It's a bit like I actually think it's similar to bread. It's a bit like flour and bread. Like if you know when you go to a bakery to a different country, like if you've ever been to a bakery in Paris, right? You definitely can remember the flavor of something like like a brioche in Paris, that you'll remember it forever. Or if, you know,
even a baguette in Paris.
If a baguette, yeah,
sure.
Yeah, it just tastes so fresh. It's great.
So like wine is kind of similar to that. You've got these. You definitely have regional flavors, and it's not so they're not just bullshitting because they want to make money and say, "Oh, our wine's the best." It's actually a true thing.
No, it matters. Yeah, there are bagel companies in the U.S. that they ship water from New York State to California to get the bagels to taste the same as they do in New York.
Wow.
It's pretty. They're hardcore. They want the bagels to be just the same.
Yeah.
I can understand that. I mean, especially because you boil them, right?
Not always. Some are boiled, some are baked. But yeah.
Well, the
ones that
I like the boiled ones. You know, they actually, I think they're originally a Jewish recipe, if I remember rightly. They boil them and then they put them in the oven afterwards. Yeah. And finish them off.
Yeah, for sure.
They're a really nice bagel because you get that real softness in the middle, but you get that real sort of hard outside.
Yeah, you get chewy and fluffy, and then nice crispy, kind of crispy
so
on the outside, like a skin.
I can't buy bagels from your store where they're in a plastic bag and they've been sitting there. You just can't do it. You can't buy them.
Even if you toast them, they're not going to turn out right.
No,
They're really doughy, aren't they?
yeah, they're really doughy.
Supermarket ones.
Yeah, they're just.
My best
They're
thing
also
about-
really dense. I mean, you're probably better off eating a donut
Yeah, they
than
are.
a proper bagel
Yeah,
because
yeah,
the carb
they are.
load in a bagel is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I absolutely loved buying in New York, buying pretzels.
Oh,
On a
pretzels are
stand.
great. They are so good, aren't they?
I mean, the pretzels we get over here are just not the same. They're just pale by comparison. But
Have you had a real
yeah,
German
I mean,
pretzel though, made by a proper German bakery? Those are really good.
I've not in Germany. I haven't. No.
No,
I've
I haven't
only
been
had
to
in New
Germany,
York.
but here there's some German like bread makers around here and bakeries that do pretzels,
Oh, right.
and man, are they nice.
Yeah, I've had
The
a proper
pretzels
German
we
one.
get,
Yeah.
terrible here.
Yeah, there's actually a bit of a pretzel fad here where we are, where there's actually shops that just make pretzels, and then they'll put all these different toppings on the pretzels, so you can have glazed, you can have salted, you can have jalapeno on there. You know, it's all these
I like
kind
the
of
salted ones. We've got
Yeah.
the salted ones.
I've got one here.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're really nice. Like when you buy it, they don't just grab it off the shelf and go, here you go. They actually make it to order.
So it's so fresh.
It is so fresh because they know that you'll come back if you've got. It's not like they've made the whole, like they get the flour out and they start making the. It's not that they've already done that part.
No,
it's just
the dough's
like the
ready.
last.
Pre-made dough.
It's just the last part that they're doing.
Yeah.
See, we don't just talk about scones and crumpets; we talk about pretzels.
No,
Oh,
in
yeah,
fact,
they were
change the
talking
sponsor
about-
crumpets.
Like crumpets
I was
today.
thinking about you,
Crumpets.
Andy.
Yes, but
They were talking about phobias the other day. Do you remember how we had that show where we talked about the little holes and the
Oh yeah,
crumpets?
trichophobia.
Trichophobia, yeah. And they were talking about that exact thing, and I felt like ringing them up and saying, maybe give them a crumpet. See how they go. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
because you
really
can
wanna
get, I don't know
set
if
them
you've
off,
seen them
yeah.
before. They're kind of nasty, but those warts you get in the bottom of your foot called plantar warts,
Yeah, I've seen
they
them.
look like a crumpet. They're really nasty.
I've never had one,
But Jen's
luckily.
just
so-
bought me
Think
some
about that
crumpets.
when you
I'll
have your
not
next
be-
crumpet. There you go.
I won't be able to eat them now. That's it. She just bought me a pack of crumpets from the supermarket.
You know what I bought,
A
Ian?
giant foot. Yeah.
I bought a packet of English muffins the other day. I was
I'm
actually.
not so good on muffins. I'm not so good on muffins.
Oh, no, but
I'll be
what we
honest.
do-
I like a good crumpet.
I reckon you'll like this. So what we do is we cut them down the middle in half, right? So it's not you're not cutting them across.
okay.
You're cutting them
Yeah.
so that you end up with like basically two round
Yeah.
crumpets. Muffins. And then what we do is we'll put an egg in the frying pan in one of the little rings, so it forms a perfect ring egg,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then once we've done the egg, I'll cook a sausage and I'll slice it down the same thing down so you actually get a sectional slice of sausage, and I'll lay them across the muffin, put the egg on top, put some cheese on top of that, and then we put it in the grill.
This is too much work. This is too much work.
It's honestly, it's God's food, mate. It is so good. And that's a brekkie. That's a
Enough
breakfast
calories
food,
for a
right?
week.
It's a breakfast.
Oh, mate, that's a weekend job. Trust me, you're not going to have that every day. It's heart attack material, right? But you guys have got to try that. It is so good. I reckon you'd like that, Ian. I mean, you'd probably want to go for a jog afterwards and burn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a lot of that kind of spam stuff? Is that taken off? Because spam got trendy all of a sudden. Like
Ugh.
they have spam
familiar.
musubi.
Like spam.
It's like spam sushi,
No, I can't do that.
and it's like, oh
Sorry.
No.
god, it's just yeah.
It's a post-war.
If you know what goes
It's
into
it's
that
survival
stuff,
food,
you
yeah.
will not
Yeah.
touch it. You will not touch it.
Oh yeah, it's all the parts that aren't normally in the butcher. So
Yeah.
it's all the extra parts.
All the parts off the floor.
Oh, the offal. The offal. Yeah.
The snout and the
Yeah. I remember because I don't mind a meat pie, right? And I remember I was a kid, all my family were trying to say to me, you know what meat pies are made of? They're made of all the offcuts. And I'm like, tastes good to me.
Well, look at pink slime.
Munching on their
You've seen pink slime that they make the burgers out of sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Well, actually, sausage rolls. You know, if you see a sausage roll being made, bloody hell.
You
never
know,
eat one
sausage rolls, they're becoming this connoisseur thing now. Honestly, that it's like they're all competing with each other, and so now they're doing these sausage rolls where they'll make the sausage, right, and they'll put breadcrumbs in it, and then they'll put onion and all these extra little bits of ingredient just to try and sort of get the edge over its competitor. Yeah. And then it's all about the flaky pastry. This flaky pastry is better than this flaky pastry. It's like come on, guys. It's a sausage roll, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Put it in a paper bag and give it to me so I'm munching it while I'm driving down the freeway.
Yeah.
Little squares of tomato sauce that you used to get.
Egg, bacon, sausage, and spam. Yuck. No thanks. Ugh.
It's a Monty Python sketch where they list all the different things in the restaurant with
that's right.
the spam in it.
Yeah.
Spam. I think you're actually spamming the chat right now.
He absolutely is.
Yeah. Green eggs and ham. Dr. Seuss.
Sam, I am.
I do not like green eggs.
Yeah.
And ham.
1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, blue fish.
Red fish, blue fish.
Red fish, blue fish, yeah.
Fish. Devil fish.
Mate, I only know this stuff not because I read it when I was a kid, because I read it to my kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't big when you were a kid. It wasn't all over the place.
I didn't have. It's don't be sad or anything. It's nothing. I'm not trying to get points
school or whatever.
But I didn't have access to books, and no one read to me when I was young. So my literary discovery happened only when I got to high school.
I was lucky because my parents didn't read to me either. But I'm at infant school. I was taught to read, and after lunch, you'd have like half an hour of books, and it just opened up a whole world for me. And I remember making my mother go and buy me a book on a Saturday, like Enid Blyton books when I was sort of about 6 or 7, and developing on from there. So I've always read. I've always got at least 2 books on the go.
Yeah.
And that was that teacher in that I was probably 5, maybe 4, but 5. That teacher who taught me to read that year, I can't remember her name, but she did me such a service.
Yeah, I had the same.
Never left me.
I had pretty much the same experience.
I mean, I don't know why. I never asked my parents why they didn't read to me. I mean, we're reading to our, 3-month-old grandson. Oh, he can't understand it at the moment, but we're all reading to him.
Some people just aren't into reading. I could see that. Some parents just don't read.
I just don't think I had very literal parents. My dad.
I think I was the same. Yeah.
My dad hadn't. I think he finished school in year 10, so he was quite an early. So he probably wasn't literal at all.
Same as my dad.
Yeah. So when I found the books, I found them at the start of high school.
Yeah.
And I went through this just insane amount of reading stage where I just read. And people would say to me, "You guys, you're reading too much." And I'm like, "I'm catching up basically on what I've missed out on because this is cool."
Yeah.
It was
Did you ever
lucky.
see those books, Choose Your Own Adventure books, like Cave of Time? Did you ever get into those? Those are pretty cool because it's like a adventure game in a book, and as you have a choice when you get to the bottom of the page to jump to another part of the book.
They were great books.
Yeah, I love those books.
I didn't have them.
Ian Livingston.
Ian Livingston. Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Livingston was the guy's. Yeah, that's it.
You could read the book 3 or 4 times; it'd be
Still
a different book. It's really cool.
Yeah,
they're still back there. In the spare room.
Because video games started to do that, like the game Deus Ex had basically 3 different endings, and all these little choices throughout the game.
The Legend of Zelda.
What's the one
Legend of
that I
Zelda?
played that?
Sorry, I'll do that again. The Legend of Zelda.
Hang on, guys. I've got a dog barking. I'm going to find out what it is.
Uh-oh.
I never played the Legend of Zelda. But my kid, my eldest
Breaking.
I like the second one, the Link, Adventures of Link.
Link. Just didn't get into Is it Being Human? Is that a game? There's one game where you play an android, and that's got different choices that you have to make.
No,
You
I
play
haven't
as 3
seen that
different
one.
characters. One of them's an android, one of them's a cop. And I haven't finished it, but then again, to some extent, you don't finish it because
Sorry, the
it'll
dog
just
was
be
barking
different
at something
every
out the
time you play
front
it.
just then.
You know,
I'm gonna have to go, guys, because it's almost 12:30.
late.
Yeah, it's late.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, see, that's Saturday Sonority. AI music to bagels to you name it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
crumpets. I
Actually,
never eat crumpets.
I actually like it. I enjoy it.
Just another edition.
I enjoy it.
Crumpets are
Yeah, it's good.
pustules on your feet.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Andy, for that.
Yeah, enjoy those crumpets. Sorry.
I will. I'm
pressure.
going to take a photograph. I'm going to take a photograph of my crumpet and send it to you.
I'll Photoshop it on my
Tomorrow,
foot.
today.
And you can, yeah.
All right. All
Okay.
the best, guys. We'll
Bye,
see you
everybody.
guys next week.
Take care.
Bye
you later,
bye.
guys.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.